What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I got a special guest, SSJ. What's up,
What's
Omar?
up?
What's
What's
up?
up? It's
You
SSJ.
you could join us if you want, Omar. The link is right here. And I know y'all niggas just got paid on Friday, so the cash out's right here. Quit playing with me. But let's talk about this X-Men 97. I thought, to be honest, this was disappointing. I'm not gonna say this broke my heart because I knew that this was gonna suck, but I thought it would be better than what it was, if that makes sense. I did not like how the male characters to me throughout the whole entire series was kind of in the background. I don't like that Jubilee and Sunspot was promoted more to me out of all the characters. I thought that Cyclops, when I saw the first episode, I thought Cyclops was going to get a lot of love throughout this series. He got a little love, but I thought maybe he was going to replace Wolverine because, Wolverine was like the face of X-Men forever. So I thought Cyclops was going to really do his thing, but he was kind of in the background in some episodes too, and I was shocked because the first episode he was really in it, and I just hated that Baston. His excuse for basically being evil is because he didn't feel accepted, and he it sounded like he wanted to be in the X-Men school and stuff, and his mother just basically had him hidden, and he just wasn't accepted, and I didn't like that. And I didn't like at the end where Sinister. I hated when he basically lost 200 pounds and the Phoenix came out of nowhere to rescue the day. It was just a lot of stuff I didn't like. I didn't like all the cameos. I thought that shit was fan service. If you're gonna bring Spider-Man, if you're gonna bring these iconic characters like Captain America, Iron Man, let them do something. Let them say some lines. Let's see this like gigantic war. Let's see that. Let's not see small samples of it. You get what I'm saying? I know it's the X-Men, but I wanted more and I just didn't get it. Um SSJ, I know that we disagree with this. So,
Mhm.
what did you like? And I know you think I'm probably nitpicking. I want to hear the solution of why you thought this series was actually good.
Well, for the most part, the overarching story, like I will give you the Bastion thing that they changed was stupid because they gave him like this whole mother's like, oh, my mom thing or whatever. She abandoned me and I want love. That was stupid because that wasn't his origin. In the comics, it was a little bit different than that. In fact, he was more similar to Homelander from the boy, so I don't know why they changed it up like that. But the Prime Sentinel stuff really intrigued me because I'm a big Resident Evil fan. So my whole thing was how long did these humans have cybernetics embedded in them during the 90s and become Prime Sentinels? And their whole transformation was something else. And then anytime they see a mutant, they would start targeting them too. So it's like anywhere a mutant would go, they weren't safe. So pretty much the ideology that Magneto was speaking definitely speaks volumes because he's trying to protect his mutants, but the mutants are gonna never be safe because you got humans walking amongst him that look like humans, but they're really sentinels. They're prime sentinels. So I thought that stuff was pretty interesting if you look at it from that standpoint. Now, what you said about Jubilee, because I hate Jubilee.
I
She's
do
one
too,
of the most useless
with
X
a
Men
passion.
characters ever. Yeah, I hate her with a passion too. The fact that they focus a lot of screen time on her kind of disappointed me. Like all that screen time they had on Jubilee could have been focused on either Cyclops or Wolverine for sure. So that I will give you. But just the overarching story, Bishop. Like I know Bishop wasn't in it that much. He definitely should have had more screen time because they
I,
kept on talking about it, but they wouldn't show it. It was one of
I
those situations where it was like tell but not show.
I forgot the systematic racism in this show is insane. The way Storm lost her powers throughout the season, and she was missing for a lot of episodes, and the way that we didn't see Bishop like that. We should at least saw Bishop the last 3 episodes. We should have seen him heavily because they were, you know, the time traveling, all that shit. We should have saw him at least the last 3 episodes.
Right. That I'll give you. That
Yeah,
I'll give you.
and
Another
I was.
thing, or you
You said
go
what?
first. You go first.
I was shocked that I didn't see him in episode 8 because I know the last 3 episodes was really the actual meat and potatoes of this season. So I thought he was at least going to be 8, 9, 10, but we really didn't see Bishop until like the last 2 minutes of the last episode and stuff. I'm like, okay,
They should have
whatever.
given us a Bishop and Cable episode because they said that when they went back in time together, they got split off. So what happened between that point and how'd they get split off?
Exactly. Exactly. If you was gonna give anybody their individual episodes, it should have been Cable and Bishop, not Jubilee on that video game episode. That was just trash to me.
Yeah, I actually skipped that episode. I never watched the Jubilee episode. That's the only episode I didn't watch.
My eyes was burning watching it. I was like, "Fuck me!" I could not believe what I was watching. What
And I
would
know
you
you
get?
said that you didn't like the Captain America and Rogue thing,
Oh yeah, Captain America get emasculated by Rogue. I keep hearing all these excuses.
but you
Well,
said
Rogue
that they never should have just they should have just never just even had that interaction where she takes and throws the shield. You would have been okay
exactly.
with it if they had just never even had that
They
disrespectful interaction.
they couldn't
And she should have
argue.
never held the shield the entire time either.
Yeah, that was stupid. Why does she got Captain America's shield? It made no sense. The
And you
show is
know,
weird.
I,
You you said what?
I
What?
noticed the MCU does stuff like that too, where they'll like have the female hold the main character's weapon.
How long is this agenda gonna last? It's disturbing. It's upsetting. I'm like, are you serious? I felt like their agenda hurt the story a lot. I I felt like why are they not promoting Wolverine when Wolverine has a movie with Deadpool? If this was in the 90s, they would have definitely promoted Wolverine if he was having a movie in a few more months. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the thinking? Where's the marketing in this?
And
It's
I agree
just
with
too
what you're
many.
saying, but I am aware that X-Men does have a lot of female strong characters. I'm not giving credit to that, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
it's just like, damn, like, you couldn't have found a way to have, like, I don't know, Bishop and Cable get the victory on Bastion, since Bastion was the one that ripped off Cable's arm. He could have got the revenge. And plus, it was hinted that he got telepathic powers just like Jean Grey or Madeline Pryor, whoever his mom was.
Hey, X Kid, you got some shit in the background.
Oh
Could you turn
shit,
that down?
my bad. Shit. Go ahead, y'all.
What's up?
Yeah.
But I'm still gonna give the second season and see what, because I like the stuff that they teased. I'm gonna give it a chance and we'll see.
D- Maybe I'm nitpicking, but with this animation, all the characters to me look evil. Like I don't know, like it's a spell on the art or something. Yeah,
I think the animation looks pretty good. It just looks like they took the characters from the '90s and just put them in 3D. Like
yeah,
some of the characters, like when Morph transformed into the Incredible Hulk, or when he transformed into Mr. Fantastic. Like I was like, wow, he looks just like the '90s show, but they just put him in 3D. Like he looks good.
Do you think, and this is how I feel like
It looks
I
better than What If.
it is better. It was way better than What If. Do you think they should start with individual stories instead of them just doing this whole entire like market story together? And do you think they should do individual um it's hard to explain what I'm trying to say. Yeah, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Like for example, would you
Like, do you think
like
they
an
should do
individual? Would you like an
you said what?
individual story? Like let's say it's
Oh
X
yeah.
Men, but it
Oh
doesn't
yeah.
have
That.
like any other. It doesn't have like any other Marvel characters appearing in it. It's just primarily just X Men characters that
Yeah,
only
that
appeared in X Men
I,
only.
I get what I'm trying to say now. Do you feel like Marvel should do self-contained stories? That's how I feel. Instead of them having everything connect, so they're forcing us to watch everything.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they should. Like those Netflix shows that they did. I know you didn't care for all of them, but what I at least liked about them at the time, because now they're trying to say they're connected now, but back then they weren't.
Yeah, they're not.
What I liked about them at least is that like Daredevil, for example, he was self-contained. He didn't have like Spider-Man coming in, even though it would have been cool. It was just him. He was the main one fighting his part of New York. And then if you watch Luke Cage, he was fighting his part of New York. There was no other character there. It was self-contained.
Yeah, I just want self-contained stories. I don't think they know how to do a galaxy type story yet. I don't think they know how to fit 20 movies and shows together to make one epic tell. They don't know how to do it yet because they keep failing. Like the fourth saga is a mess. Phase 4 is trash.
Yeah, Phase 4 was trash.
It was absolutely filler. Yeah, you would think we was watching a bad anime with
Yep.
Phase. With
I
this
think Phase
X-Men,
4 is okay.
you said what?
Phase 4 is okay to me.
It was terrible to me.
Yeah, I thought it was a hot dookie.
Yeah. And then with X-Men 97, I wish that they did less episodes. Like it to me, it was too much filler. If they just did 5 to 6 episodes and they all like was straight to the point and gave us great action and great explaining and storytelling, that would have been good. Like sometimes we don't need 10, 15, 20 episodes. Give me
Or do you
5 or
think we're just used to like nowadays? Because like back then there was like no subscription service. Like we would have to sit and go to our TV screen at a certain time and put on Fox Kids to watch X-Men 97 or X-Men, the original X-Men. But now it's like scheduled, okay, 3 o'clock in the morning or whenever you can watch it, Disney Plus or online, whatever. You have easy access to it each week. The new episode comes out versus back then. Sometimes they would play the episodes out of order or just repeat episodes for years until
yeah,
we got like the DVD sets and could watch them in order and actually piece the story together.
man,
I think they do.
I still got some of the X-Men animated series VHS tapes.
Yeah, I got some of the VHS tapes too.
Same here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I don't
still
have the
collect tapes.
VSJ. I never have that. I have a
Uh,
DVD for a long time ago. I was like
how old are you?
20.
20. Okay, so you kind of
So you
young.
young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you was in the DVD era. Because 20 years ago was like 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I feel so fucking old. I was like 15 in 2004. Shit. Jeez, I'm old. But Omar,
Yeah.
did you like X-Men 97?
Hell no.
What did you not like about it?
First of all, the feminist agenda. I stopped after watching that Captain America episode. I stopped watching ever since.
Oh, come on, bro.
It's a show to pander the fan base and to spoil the fan base.
It
Come on, bro.
is. It
The
is.
show was good. You can't
I
hate
It
on
mean,
felt
it.
that scene I thought was less
that
feminist
show felt like
agenda.
Ralph Breaks the Internet, but with Marvel characters.
You can't
What
hate the show because in
what
my opinion, because
what
the
did you
show
say,
was good.
SSJ?
I said it was more so like it felt like more so she was on her period rather than a feminist agenda. Like Captain
I
America was being logical and told her straight up, like, no, this wouldn't be right if I'm wearing my Captain America uniform, beating up people in Mexico's border. And she
I
says,
would
I guess you're against me, and then just takes the shield. I'm like, I guess you're on your period. I guess
I,
you don't want to listen to the cap.
I would say it was feminist agenda because she was holding his shield more than him. I didn't like that. I thought that was weird. Um, I felt like Captain America face emotions like he looked like a sad puppy. Like I don't know. It felt like she made him into a little boy, and I
But
never
she
saw
could though.
I know that, but like I said, why put him in that situation? And Captain
Like I get
America,
it's kind of tough to see, but it's like I mean, it would happen though. I mean, I still thought like in the comics of that comic cover of when Rogue went crazy and defeated the Avengers, she ripped off Captain America's arm.
Hey,
whew,
So she could have easily just did that, and I'm just like, I'm glad she didn't do that, but still, it sucks that she disrespected Captain America and threw the shield.
I mean, she even called the guy a fucking cop. Like it was like I'm better than you. I'm bigger than you. I'm a woman. Get the fuck out of my way.
But how
That's
I
how it
saw it
felt.
though, because Captain America just plays by the book, like most cops. Well, most cops should be trying to do. That's just how I saw it though, because
I
Rogue
felt
is like this Southern belle, like, oh no, sweetie, I ain't dealing with. But then Captain America, no, I'm by the book. We got to do it this way, or it's this way or no way.
I understand that they could have had some type of argument, but she didn't have to take his shield for for most of that scene, and then at the end throw it and give him that look like I dare you to do anything. They could have argued. They, Captain America could have told her the reason why she needs to stop, and then she could say hell no and eat my pussy. Like
But
she
would
could
you
have
really
done
have wanted
things.
Captain America to get into a fight with her, and he'd be like, "Oh, I could do this all day," and then he gets
No,
knocked out?
no, I don't want to fight. I said an argument. They could have argued, and then she could have just flew away.
yeah,
Like
I think Esther was okay. I think there's no problem with her getting caught near a kid. I can't be mad at that.
you
Yeah, I can give
tripping.
that to you. Like, yeah, she could have just flown. She could have just flew away.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
could have argued with them and flew away. She figured out that the situation is not about to be solved, so I'm not about to listen to this guy, so I'm gonna fly away. She could have done that, but no. She took his shield for no reason at the beginning of the scene, and then after that, she threw it, call him a cop, and say, "I dare you to do something."
See,
I'm
you
like,
hear that stream? I actually somewhat thought the series was okay, but I agree with that though. She should have just flew away and just left it alone and gave him the shield back respectfully and just left it alone. Flew away.
yeah. I just wish that this could have been legendary, man. We got the technology. Disney can hire the greatest writers in the world, but they hired that Demo guy, the gay dude. And we saw the gay shit in the show. We saw Magneto with purple panties on, purple panties on. It looked like he was raped and tied up. I'm like, are y'all serious? Baxter looked gay as hell. I don't care what nobody said. There was times he looked gay as hell. Eh, like we need to talk about this stuff. Yeah, do you agree with me at any of those terms, SSJ?
Yeah, and especially I want to touch on Morph real quick because Morph was one of my favorite characters on the original show. And he was
Mine's
just a
too.
regular straight dude. I just don't like how they changed him. I mean, he's fine as far as making him for the cameos or whatever, but I'm just like, why did you have to change his personality? Like, his personality is completely different. And what's a slap in the face to me is that he transformed back into his original morph face a couple of times in the show, and he transformed into the evil morph when Mr. Sinister controlled him from the original show.
Yeah,
So it's like, why can't you just have that face?
that's true. And I just wish we could have got just mini stories of X
But
Men
then again,
97.
I don't really blame that on X-Men itself. I just blame that on Hollywood and who keeps on making these decisions for any of these shows. Because anytime you notice that there's a gay character, you go and check the actor. The actor is gay too. Like,
Yep.
why can't you just have a regular? Like, why can't you just hire a straight guy to play the straight? Just have the character be straight. Like, you don't have to have a gay guy play a character and then make the character gay who was
Well,
originally straight. That doesn't make sense.
well, they want the character to be gay, period. So they hire a gay dude so they can make the excuse, well, the actor's gay, so we changed the character. But
Yeah,
they
like
That's
wanted
what
to
gets
why
give
me
couldn't
about
the
the they
character be
them
gay?
situation. Because they could have just been like, okay, he's they them because he can transform into this many different people, but they're going about it by saying like, oh, he's gay now, and I'm just like, that's
That's
stupid, man.
it. That's
That's stupid.
okay.
and there's rumors he has a relationship. Well, he's trying to have a relationship with Wolverine, and he actually made advances.
Yeah, like he's got a crush on him. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
like that either.
I don't think this woman not to.
Because
I
how
just
I
don't
always
get
saw
it.
them was like brothers. Because I went back and watched the original show, and he was like, "Oh, y'all left me to die," but then Wolverine actually came out to save me. And then Wolverine tried to go and look for him. So I always saw them as like brothers. Never anything past that at all.
And there was people on the Discord that was telling me, well, the original X-Men had a lot of this stuff in it too. I just watched the first 8 episodes, and only 2 episodes had like a little female agenda. The first episode, and then I think the third or fourth episode when they went down to the sewer. But besides that, all those episodes was beautiful. It focused on Wolverine. It focused on a lot of male characters, and I feel like they didn't do that in this new one. It felt like all the man characters, even though they were in it a lot, it's like they didn't even use their powers a lot. It's like we saw the female characters use the powers more. Do, do you
Well,
just
Beast got a lot of screen time on the first couple of episodes versus the Sentinels. We saw Magneto go crazy and use his Omega level magnetism against that Omega Sentinel in
yeah?
Genosha.
I felt like
Nightcrawler
we
was doing a lot of because Nightcrawler is actually my favorite X-Men character, and he was doing some crazy things too, teleporting people up in the air and then dropping people down, slicing people in half.
I just felt like we saw moments of that. I felt like I saw moment. Excuse me. I saw moments of greatness. I'm not gonna lie, but it was just moments to me. Just like the remember one of the episodes where Wolverine and Nightcrawler was fighting the Sentinels. The
Yeah,
Yeah, that was like 40, 50 seconds, maybe a minute. Like, and then after that, you barely saw them.
yeah, but then Wolverine went after that woman. I think that was supposed to be Beast's girlfriend, but come to find out she was a Prime Sentinel. He like ripped her in half.
I'm not a fan of the screen time that Sinister didn't have. Like the two main characters was Baxton and Sinister, and you mostly saw Sinister in the background. I felt like we should have saw him at least the first half a lot more, and then we saw Baxton the second half. But I wasn't a fan that he didn't have that much screen time into the end, and then I just hated the way he was out. And remember that moment? He was like, "Let me see what I look like." I'm like,
Yeah,
"What?" That is such a Disney move. Where's the
it
mirror?
was.
Let me see what I look like. I'm like,
Mirror, mirror. Imagine if they sung "Mirror, Mirror on the Wall."
yeah,
I think that that's that too. I
yeah,
agree with
that
that.
Yeah, that ending did suck for Mr. Sinister. But then again, when I was going into watching the series, because I personally knew that Mr. Sinister wasn't going to be the main focus. Because if you look at it, even back then, they kind of made him into a Saturday morning cartoon after his arc ended when he tried to take some of the X-Men and try to put them against each other because they
that's
were trying
why
to focus on Apocalypse and other characters after his upbringing.
that's
And
why
Bastion, I know about Bastion because I played that X-Men video game, X-Men Next Dimension. It came out in the early 2000s on PlayStation 2 and GameCube. And he pretty much had the same a similar motive. He had like human-based sentinels all over the world, but his motivation was very different though. It wasn't because he was like he didn't have a mom that hated him or something like that, or whatever that stupid motivation was. It was something much like I think you would have liked it much more.
I would hope so. I forgot what I was about to say, but I just felt like they
Did you
should
feel
have
like some
had.
of the X-Men character, like Magneto, for example, do you feel like his powers were used well? Did you feel like he felt powerful? Did you feel like he didn't feel all that powerful when they should display his abilities?
I felt like when he did use his powers, it was amazing. But I felt like we only saw maybe 2 episodes out of the whole season where we really saw him get down. Maybe 3 episodes, but I hated that he got kidnapped off screen. I hated that. That was
Oh,
just that
Yeah, the
was
off-screen
terrible.
kidnapping was stupid.
Yeah, did a
They should
girl.
have given us a fight because if he was able to deactivate the Sentinels in one episode, how come he couldn't deactivate or do something against Bastion? But then again, it didn't show who kidnapped him. We don't know if it was actually him that kid. So I don't know. They didn't show
Maybe
it,
it
so
was
who knows?
Sinister.
Yeah, maybe because they didn't show it, so I don't know in
Yeah.
that situation.
I I felt like it should have had more villains, man. I it either let
The
Sinister.
Brotherhood the rest of them should have been there because we kept seeing them in the intro. I was like, "Where's Juggernaut? Where's Mystique? Where's Toad? Where's the rest of them?" I know that um, at the very end of the original show they got locked up, but how come Magneto didn't let them out when stuff hit the fan? I feel like that should have been the first thing he should have did.
Now that would have made the show a lot better if we saw the Brotherhood of
And
Mutants.
Sabretooth.
Yeah, and Sabretooth. That would have made the show a lot better. But because they're trying to extend it for 3 seasons, it's gonna hurt the series because they're trying to make it stretch. So we don't know what they're gonna do with season 2. Maybe we might see the Brotherhood of Mutants, but it definitely should have, for me, it should have been in season 1. Maybe even the first episode. He make them escape and stuff.
Well, now we're talking. Now that we're actually discussing it, and I had recently watched it, I think the episode where Magneto had put some of the X-Men against Professor X, and then that's when Rogue and Sunspot joined him. I think in that same episode, that's when Magneto should have got his Brotherhood together
Oh,
with
that would have been
Sunspot and
smart.
Rogue. Now imagine what kind of team that would have been. You have Rogue, who's real strong. You got Sunspot. We don't like him, but he's actually really strong, believe it or not. Rogue, Sunspot, plus Sabretooth, Juggernaut, and then whoever else you got, Mystique. That would be a crazy team right there.
Do you think Sunspot was acting kind of soft in the show, kind of girly or gay,
I
or
don't, I don't
do y'all
think
think
so.
that?
I
Kind of,
don't
but I
think
blame
so.
that on because you know how they like to do characters of color. Because believe it or not, Sunspot is actually part black. Like his Hispanic, like he's like black Hispanic. He's
Mm-hmm.
like that kind of. He's like black Hispanic or whatever. And basically, I notice for any kind of character that's black or Hispanic, usually they'll make them kind of sweet and low. They'll make them kind of sweet if they don't
And
want
they'll
to
try
have
to
them
make him
be
look as
straight.
white as possible.
Yeah, because notice how light skinned he is. Like in the comics, he's dark skinned.
Yeah.
Oh
They,
yeah, I
they
didn't know he was dark skin like that.
Yeah, look up Sunspot in the comics. He's actually dark skinned. He's like black. He's like South American. He's like black, Hispanic, kind of like Miles Morales.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Shit, they're probably gonna make. I would not be surprised if they make Miles Morales like Hispanic in a live action movie. I would not be surprised. When I heard that Miles Morales was mixed, I knew that was a bad deal. I knew it was a bad deal because whenever
They're gonna
somebody's
focus
mixed,
on his Spanish side instead of his black
exactly.
side.
So he's not a true black Spider-Man. He's not the true first black Spider-Man if he's mixed. That's how I feel.
And how I see it too, because if you've been to New York, and I've been to New York plenty of times, pretty much most people in New York is black and Hispanic anyway. So the fact that they have Spider-Man be black and Hispanic is kind of
Yeah,
ambiguous to his character too. And if you play like the Spider-Man games, the Miles Morales games, he's listening to like Spanish music that's got like rappers rapping in Spanish. It's like, really?
Cringe.
It's
Cringe.
cringe.
That's definitely how that sounds right there. Oh my goodness. Do you think that we will ever see like a Miles Morales X-Men crossover? Because they done it plenty of times in the comics.
So Spider-Man and X-Men have crossed over so many times, and it's come across so organically that I can definitely see Miles crossing over, because like Miles, I actually come to like Miles in certain story iterations, like his first appearance, and I like how he can do certain things that Peter Parker Spider-Man can't do, like how he can actually camouflage himself or turn invisible sometimes. So imagine if something happened where he has some kind of genetic mutation and he goes to seek help from Professor Xavier, and then
Ooh.
that's when he has like a crossover happen where that
I,
mutation takes over and he has to fight the X-Men. The X-Men perceive him as a threat, and then he's like, "No, I'm not a threat. I just need Charles Xavier."
I got Miles Morales first comic book run, the first I think 28 issues. That story was amazing.
It was.
After
I got the first 20
after that, he fell off. He
because they kept
fell
trying
the
to do
fuck
like
off.
stupid stuff with
I
him,
didn't
and then
know
they
you
had
were
that what if.
starting off that bad.
You said
I
what?
didn't, I didn't know you fell off that bad.
Yeah, in the comics, he fell off really bad. The
I
last issue I bought from him was issue 1 of the next series, I think, and he was winking his eye at his best friend, and it kind of looked gay, and I stopped buying his comics.
dang.
Well, you know, in the PlayStation games, they hooked him up with like a girl, but she's deaf though. I'm
Oh,
like, come on, man. Like, why can't he have like a regular black girl that's straight and doesn't have no issues? Like, we don't want we don't want her to be deaf or no ADHD or nothing. Can she just be regular black girl?
yeah.
No, they give her that.
So he has to have a handicapped girlfriend because he's black.
Yeah.
You gotta be fucking with me, man. This is the bullshit I'm talking about. Racism and Disney. It just and then
And I
people
know
don't
you were
talk
talking
about it.
about Storm earlier. Me personally, I never really care for Storm like that. Like, I get that she's an iconic character. Her powers are cool, but I never really cared for Storm like that. So the episodes where she was gone, I was like, whatever. And then the episode where she lost her powers, and then she found Forge, and then was with Forge trying to get her powers back. I was just like,
That was
whatever.
trash.
Yeah,
I didn't care that Storm was African. Like we couldn't get a American black woman in the X-Men team. She had to be
right,
African.
exactly.
That's what I didn't care for growing up. But I did have a crush on Halle Berry when she played Storm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was my woman right there. Halle Berry, Halle Berry.
Oh, Forge too. Would you say that Forge is a person of color? Because me personally, I
Yes.
always thought he was black, but come to find out, we found out recently that he's actually Native American. But would you consider that a person of color as well?
Yeah, anybody that's not white is a person of color.
Okay.
Mexican, Chinese, Japanese. That's how I see it. Yeah, because everybody's a minority except for a white person.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's how I see it. Like we all are behind when it comes to the white man and his money.
Yep.
Unfortunately, I like what's sad is we're the only country in the world that don't have our face on the money. If you go to China, you see Chinese people on their money. If you go to African, you see African people on their money. Jamaica, any country you can name it. But if you go to America, you do not see black people on their money. And
Weren't they
money is
trying to
power.
get Harriet Tubman on one of the dollar bills?
I heard they was trying to do that. Did they actually did that?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
think
so
they were
either.
in talks of doing it.
Yeah. We need to be on a $52 bill or something.
For real.
Yeah, we need to be in some type of dollar bill because money is power. And if we're not in the table or in the room with the big dogs, like we're always going to be behind, right?
And I don't believe those people that say that money can't buy happiness. Are you kidding me? I'd have all my bills paid. I wouldn't have to worry about food. I wouldn't have to worry about shelter. I don't have to drive nowhere. I could have somebody pick me up.
Shit.
Oh
Shoot, I
yeah.
could.
Yeah,
All
if
my
I had
worries could
money,
be solved
if I
for
had
the most
money,
part.
man, if I had some real money, I would fly all of y'all to Indiana all the time, or I'd come to y'all city. We could have podcasts. I would build a house just for
Build
YouTube.
a house and have like a podcasting room. That
Exactly.
would be a goal right there.
Yeah. So if I had money, I would have a way happier life than what I got.
Exactly.
Because working for the man, a 9 to 5 is to me that's prison time. It's like work release. You're
Yeah.
in jail
And then
for
when you
eight
get out,
hours
you're
and then you get
tired
home.
and discombobulated.
Exactly. And it's to break us because they want us to be super tired. That's why it's an 8 hour shift.
And you can't do nothing after. Let's say you got to do an oil change, you got to call out for that, or call in late, or something like that, or go in a different day.
So I just had an oil change today, just like a few hours ago. But yeah, it's like, and then the 2 days go quick. I feel like you should at least have 3 days off.
That I agree with. We need three
Oh
day
Two,
yeah.
weekends back.
two, five, working 5 days is almost every. You said what?
I don't even have a job.
You said what?
I say I don't have a job because if people who work
Uh,
with get 5 3 days, it's hard. It ain't easy.
yeah, it's not easy working these jobs anymore. Man,
It's not.
look like some of. Yeah, it's definitely a struggle in a struggle. It's crazy. An NBA player could make millions of dollars and still complain that they're not making enough money and they're playing a children's game, but they can't pay teachers.
Exactly. And they got to also stop giving that money away to their white girlfriend and wives.
Hell yeah.
And then when they get injured, they take all their money away and divorce them.
Yep. Yeah. If you notice when a basketball player or an NFL player retires, the woman leaves and take half the money.
Yep.
And 9 times out of 10, that's a white woman doing it.
She came for them 18 years. 18 years.
And she found out it wasn't he. Like women are smart. If they see that you got some type of money, they're either gonna marry you or try to get kids from you. Cause they're gonna want to get paid.
Yep.
So if you're a future millionaire, watch out. Watch out, because those girls, man, they smarter than they look. I mean, they might have a fat booty, tits, but they got brains somewhere.
You're like, oh, I wanna put it down. I'm like, that's cool. I got my tube tie.
Boy.
I got that vasectomy, boy. Now what?
You got to dissect me for real?
No, but imagine telling her that and she's like, "Oh shit, what the hell?
Do you
I
got
ain't
any
getting no
kids
money
yet?
from you." Nah, not yet. Not
Okay.
yet.
How old are you?
I just turned 27.
Okay, so you still a young buck.
Yeah, I'm still young, but I'm getting them gray hairs though.
Man, I don't have gray hair yet, but I'm balding a little up front, so I'm getting I'm getting there. The years go quick, bro.
They do.
Yeah,
This
the
year
year.
feel like it went quick,
Hell yeah, it's almost June. It's
which is
almost June.
crazy.
When I see you, I'm gonna have to whoop your ass.
And you know I don't just sit here and get beat now. I
uh,
actually fight back.
you gonna take some licks, boy. You gonna take some licks. Shit, cause I
You
need
about
you
to take
next.
some licks too.
I need you next year for Indianapolis Comic Con March 14th. I need you, man. You gotta
Oh, are
be
you
here.
going? Are you dressing up as anybody?
If you come, I will.
Yeah, I gotta figure out my cosplay because I'm still thinking about doing that Ghost Rider because I already got some of the stuff I need for Ghost Rider.
Okay,
I just need a skull mask.
I'm gonna probably be lazy. I'll probably be Super Mario.
Super Mario.
Yes, sir. Should get the hat. Try to get an outfit like it and
You
dress
could
up.
probably get one at Party Party
Yep.
City.
Hell yeah. Yes,
Some adult
sir.
suits for like $50.
As long as it looks legit. I mean, you could go to Walmart or something and find like one of them jumpsuits, them blue jumpsuits.
Yeah, or if you found like one of those really, really red shirts, plain shirts from Walmart, they usually have them there for the
Yeah,
Mario, for the red part of the shirt. And then the hat, you could just go to like GameStop or something like that. They always got like Mario and Luigi hats in stores like that.
hell yeah.
Or Five
So,
and Below, I've even seen them there too.
wow, you seen them at Five Below?
Yeah, I've seen
Man,
them there too.
that's why I need to go out there in Florida eventually one day because it got more shit out there than here.
There's no Five and Below in Indianapolis.
It's a Five and Below out here, but it don't really have like any unique stuff like that. It got some of the basic shit.
Well, the one I went to recently just had a bunch of junk and stuff in there that you could tell if you buy it, it'll probably break the next day.
Yeah, Five Below, their stuff is not really that quality, not that strong in quality like that.
Yeah, my cousin brought a headset from them and they broke the next day. He paid $5 for it.
Damn, that's crazy. And when you come over next year, I want to play you in all the old school games. I want to beat you on camera and fuck you
We
up.
could get it recorded, yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
And
want
shoot
to.
out. You about to get beat
Oh
and start
nah.
crying.
Punishment will be reflected on you, my young Padawan learner.
You will learn the true power of the dark side of the force.
Exactly. Oh, boy. But out of 1 through 10, what would you give this X-Men 97?
Overall, I give it a solid 7.
Oh, you
Like
a
I said,
fucking lie.
nah, I'd say like it's like as far as an X-Men show, as far as everything else that we've had, because Phase 4 was trash, and so far what we got right now in the MCU, I don't think we got any movies currently right now besides Deadpool in July. But currently, as it stands right now, this is a pretty safe series so far. Yeah, there's some eye-rolling things in there, like Jubilee had too much screen time. Phoenix coming out of nowhere was an eye-rolling thing. Like, why did this have to happen? We could have had Cable or we could even have Magneto. I don't know why Magneto and Professor X were caught up in their little emotions or whatever, their little dream sequence thing that they had. But overall, like I like the Bastion and Prime Sentinel stuff and how it set up the future for them actually being in different points in different points in time. Like I think Jean Grey and them is like 3,000 years in the future, and then Professor X and them, they're like in Egyptian times with Apocalypse, and then we
Yeah,
see Apocalypse show up. So I guess Apocalypse is coming back, which they showed in the end credit scene. And then you were kind of right too. You said Gambit's coming back, but I guess he's gonna be like one of the horsemen of Apocalypse when he does come back. Because when he picks up Gambit's car, that's when you see a picture of Gambit a little bit afterwards too. So I
yeah.
mean, it has some cool setups. Will it actually execute and be amazing?
I
That's
doubt it.
another question. That's another question.
And how long will Wolverine be out? That's another crazy question on its own.
Hopefully for not too long, because
Yeah,
Wolverine. I know that his healing factor, as far as the best healing factor, I think Deadpool has the fastest, best healing factor, but Wolverine's healing factor is pretty good too. It just takes him a little bit longer than Deadpool would. So he should be able to heal from this faster since the adamantium's out of his system. He should be able to heal back up, and it'll just be Bone Claw Wolverine.
yeah. I don't like the bone claw shit. The metal is what make Wolverine.
I agree.
Yeah. So if we
I
see
agree on that.
stupid yellow bones coming out of his skin, that's not Wolverine to me. It's not
But they'll
what
probably find a way to put it back into him because I doubt they're gonna have him get kidnapped again by the Weapon X
Weapon X.
program, and because the Weapon X program he already destroyed that when he escaped. So I'm sure they'll find another way because I don't know if you remember in the Fox movies X-Men Days of Future Past, he had the bone claws for some reason when he went
Yeah,
back in time.
yeah,
But in the movie prior to that, the Wolverine movie that came out in 2013, he got the adamantium cut out by the Silver Samurai, and then you see the bone claws come out later. So what made no sense to me is that if you cut the adamantium out of like his wrist part, wouldn't adamantium continue to grow or push through his body? I don't know. It didn't
exactly.
really make sense to me. But in this situation, though, Magneto ripped all of it out of him, just like in the comic. So it is just going to promote the regular bone growth. So my thing is how they're going to give him the adamantium back. It's he might just fuse it back into his system, just like he did in the comics, because I doubt he's just going to do the Weapon X procedure again.
Do you think they should have used Silver Samurai more in this season one? Because we saw glimpses.
I mean, Silver Samurai, and that's another thing too, because I looked up more about Silver Samurai because I didn't really know much about him.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Silver Samurai is not a mutant. Did you know that? I thought that he
He
was
was
a
a lab
mutant.
experiment, right?
Yeah, he was a lab experiment.
Yeah.
So I guess he wouldn't. I don't know how they would have put him in the story, though. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I would love for I would love like a Wolverine cartoon because Wolverine, he's one of my favorite characters. I wouldn't mind a
He's mine
Wolverine.
too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Wolverine cartoon where he's fighting him and we see a crazy showdown or something. But Wolverine got millions of stories where he could do by himself, and if they really give him the love he deserves, that can make millions of dollars for Disney.
Yeah, Wolverine is like as far as like if you think about all the X-Men characters, he's probably one of my favorite as far as interesting stories go. Like
Exactly.
he has one of the coolest backstories, and then he gets kidnapped by the Weapon X program, and then gets brainwashed, becomes a feral Wolverine creature, and then gets the adamantium bonded to him, and then goes on different X Force missions, gets his memory back, destroys the lab, joins the X-Men, encounters like he has so many different stories you can tell. Like it's like, and he's been through so much too because he's like over 100 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's been through a lot of pain and suffering. And I would love to see a dark anime cartoon of that. And I think it could do numbers. Like, we don't need a Hawkeye show, people. We don't need it. But
Yeah,
they
I
need to
saw
give
your
us
YouTube video about that because Hawkeye, man. I don't know why they're doing a season 2. We don't need a season 2. We didn't
Exactly.
even need a season 1.
We didn't. They need to give us characters that actually matter, characters that sell books. You do a Hawkeye comic, I guarantee you it's going to end in issue 7 or 8 because nobody's going to buy the shit. They need to quit this. It's a
Yeah.
reason. It's a reason why there's not a Hawkeye title ongoing right now. He sucks. It won't
There
sell.
probably is, but we don't know about it because they're not promoting it.
Well, I go to the comic book store every Wednesday. I don't really see an
Oh, so you
on.
probably go over to the Marvel section. You probably see that there's no Hawkeye or nothing like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So I don't see this shit. You know why? Because it's not. It wouldn't sell. It just won't.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like they don't want to promote the characters that matter. They want to promote the side characters and the characters that nobody cares about.
Exactly. I think maybe they're trying to boost up characters that don't matter to make people like these characters. But if we don't like them, we don't like them. And
Yeah, because like when I think Marvel, I think Spider-Man instantly. If I think Marvel, I think Spider-Man. Or if I think Marvel, like if you just say the word Marvel, I think Spider-Man. Say Marvel again, X-Men. Say Marvel again, Hulk. Say Marvel again, Captain America and Iron Man.
exactly.
Like if you say Marvel, I don't think Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel or Shuri, Black Panther's sister. I don't think those characters when I think Marvel. I think Spider Man, X Men, Hulk, Captain America, and Iron Man.
Yeah.
And you
And
can even say Daredevil too.
and Disney Marvel, could we please get more black characters in the X-Men? Please. Pretty please with sugar on top. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like
What
it's
other black characters do you know in the X Men besides Bishop?
Spikey.
See now, Spike, he was only created for the X Men Evolution series, but he is in the comic. They brought him to the comics though, so they could just bring him in this show too.
Yeah,
That would be cool.
they really could. I swear they can. Because I loved him in X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, he was cool in X Men Evolution.
Yeah, yeah.
His character was in X Men, but it was in X Men Last Stand. There was a character that Wolverine was fighting in the woods that had the same powers as Spike. He was like throwing bones at Wolverine. That same character is who Spike was based on, but they changed his character to be Spike for X Men Evolution to be like Storm's nephew or whatever. But he was cooler on that show though.
Yeah.
And
Like
who else? Because I always thought Forge was black until someone told me he was Native American. Then I was like, oh, okay, well, he's Native American.
Because I'm trying to think of some other black characters because it's really not that many.
Yeah, because X-Men, because it is more diverse than you think. Because like Native American, you got, I don't know if you want to joke and say Nightcrawler because he's blue and German. And then you got Beast who's blue.
Prodigy. Do you know who Prodigy is?
Oh yeah, Prodigy. They could try to bring him through.
Yeah.
Who I want to see them introduce in some kind of media is Brother Voodoo. Because Brother Voodoo is a really strong source of Supreme, and in some comics, he's actually way stronger than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I would like to see Brother Voodoo. He was hinted at in Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange movie. His brother was in it, and then he was hinted at slightly in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and then they kind of dropped it. So I guess we're not going to see the character.
That's why I skipped the second one, because in the first one, it felt like they was hitting that he was going to be the villain for the second movie.
Yeah, so, they hinted that, well, not Brother Voodoo, but that black guy, his name was Carl Mortar. He was supposed to be in the second movie, but I guess for some reason they forgot about it and he wasn't in it. They had like a different multiverse version of him that wasn't the same version. It was stupid. It wasn't cohesive at all. It wasn't working.
Yeah, I don't get it. I do not get it.
So we agreed. So listen, I was telling you how I had pretty much agreed on how Phase 4. I didn't like none of Phase 4, but I told you my reasons on why I like certain moments in this X-Men 97 show. It's pretty, as far as like watching it though, I'd say it's pretty safe for the most part. Like, yes, there's eye rolling moments in there. For some reason, they messed up Morph and made him fruity. Like, I was just like, come on, man. But I don't blame that on X-Men though. I blame that on Hollywood because for some reason you got to have somebody gay in there. And for
Yeah,
some reason, the actor has to be gay with the character, which is stupid.
exactly.
They didn't have to do that.
Exactly. They didn't have to go that direction, man. I
They
I
didn't have
would
to.
overall I would give this series. You said 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I would give this a 4 out of 10, maybe 3 out of 10.
Damn.
I felt like it dropped a soap in a lot of moments. Um, I felt like they could have shortened the season and just gave us more epic moments. I didn't like
Okay.
I didn't like the reason why Bastion is evil. I thought, to me, that kills the story to me almost. That
So with
that's
how
just
bad they always give us stupid villain motive, because this is not the first time we've gotten a stupid villain
yeah,
motivation like this, where it's like, oh, my mom doesn't like me that much, and I need validation from the X-Men, the team that I'm trying to destroy. That's so stupid. Do you
yeah.
think they should go back to like how villains used to be, like how it's just a generic, like I'm just bad just because?
Um, no, I don't want it to be like that either. But I feel like if they have, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, Disney, right? So they need to hire
Hmm.
better writers. If fans can think of a better reason, then why can't they do it if they're getting paid? Like, they went on writer strike, so they want all this money, but they can't give us a intelligent, good story for us to enjoy. That's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with
I,
that.
it had to be a better reason why Bastion is evil.
Yeah, because
Maybe,
he has plenty of better reasons in the comics, and he's pretty much kind of like Homelander if you like Homelander from The Boy.
yeah. They should have had the story the government kidnapped them and turn them into this evil machine or something.
That would have been better if the government kidnapped him and tried to make him like an evil. Yeah, that would have been much better.
Yeah, and program them to do this and that and this. That would have made more sense than, oh, I'm not getting love from my mother. So I just don't get it. By the way,
That's
fuck
the
you.
same stupid reason that Namor was evil, if I'm not mistaken, on Wakanda. I didn't watch the movie, but I looked up the spoilers because I boycotted it. But
I
I looked up
boycotted it
why
too.
he was evil. He was only evil because apparently his, or no, it had something to do with like his mom didn't love him enough or whatever. So his name was Akuku Khan or whatever. That's why he was going by that name instead of Namor. It was so stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Like I feel like if you can't do the character at least 95% correct, 90 to 95% correct, and you have to change their origin so much, then just don't do it.
Do you think that they don't think that there's a adult fan base here? Do you think that they're just doing this for kids? Because that's what it feels like to me. Either they think we're idiots or they think that only kids watch this stuff.
A little bit of both because most people, well, let's be honest, most people are idiots. And then two, most people like, because this is at the end of the day, even if it is mature and there's cursing and blood and stuff like this, at the end of the day, this is superhero stuff. So you're probably gonna want to take your son to see Spider-Man fight or whatever, despite
Mm.
the fact that this is not really something for their age group because it's got explicit stuff and things of that nature. So it's
Mm.
like it's kind of hard because you got the adult fans that want to see this stuff and want to see the mature stuff. But then it's like, oh well, my son also wants to see Spider-Man and Hulk fight and stuff like that, but it's not really appropriate for them. So that's why they're kind of stuck in this whole PG-13 nonsense. But that's where I kind of agree with what you said about some movies need to do like a rated R version and then like a PG-13 movie where you could take your son or you take
that
your kids to see it.
I was just gonna get there. I was gonna say they need to do two different versions, so the excuses will be done. Like they need to do a version for adults because that's what I want for Ninja Turtles. I want an adult version of Ninja Turtles and then do a cartoon washed down version for the little kids. But don't try to mix it up with both because it's never that good. It's impossible almost to please the adults and the kids at the same time. Almost, it's almost
Yeah, like
impossible.
let's take Captain America: Civil War for example. Like I like how serious the movie was and how the story was kind of going, but then there would be certain moments where they would take you out of it by pretty much putting a joke in there and making it all like a kid movie. Like they were fighting on the airport, and then out of nowhere, Hawkeye says to Black Widow, "Hey, we're still friends, right?" And then he goes, "Oh, I don't know. That depends on how hard you hit me." I'm just like, aren't you trying to kill each other though? That doesn't make sense. Why are you telling jokes and trying to make it all kiddie for the kids?
Exactly. John Level Fox, if you want to join this stream, you can because you had a lot to say on Discord that I disagree with you on. If you want to join, the link is all the way up top. You can click that button, John Level Fox. Me and him, we basically disagree in almost everything.
Oh, really?
Arrest. What is he saying? Arrest.
He
It
just
says,
put
he's
arrest. I don't know.
he says I'm still at work. I comment. Okay. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't want you to get in trouble at work or anything. And,
Yeah.
and if you making Big Macs, make sure you don't talk over the burgers.
Spitting all over the bird.
Okay. He looked like a burger boy. I saw one of his videos. He looked weird than a bitch.
He was flipping burgers.
Boy. I'm just
But
fucking
yeah, I
with you.
still like the overall like the sentence because like it's almost like an alien invasion type of thing where it's like how long were they actually sentinels in disguised as humans and now these actual mutants are not really safe because they were just fighting prejudice with humans on the news and then now you actually have humans disguised as sentinels because I never thought they would actually do the human sentinels. I thought they were just going to stick with the regular sentinels, but
I
the
hate
human
the
sentinels
humans.
are regular.
I hate
They're
the
really
human
strong
sentinels. I hate it.
because it reminds me of it's pretty much like the cybernetics from Android 17 and 18 from Dragon Ball Z to me almost, but I thought
Yeah. They
it
only
was kind of
use
mixed with Resident Evil.
human sentinels just so the X-Men could fight girls. That's the only reason why they use human sentinels. I hated it's another way to push their agenda. That's how I saw it. I was like, good. But I just don't understand how you give this a 7. I just don't see it.
I just told you I like the I know you don't like the Prime Sentinel stuff, but I played that game where it had Prime Sentinels taking over the Earth, and they had went over and disguised themselves. One of them even had taken Mystique genes, so they were actually able
Yeah.
to shapeshift. So imagine a Prime Sentinel that's able to shapeshift, so you don't even know you're walking around with your X-Men somewhere in a public
Are
setting.
you
Oh, mutant detected.
are you are you able to pull up the video game footage a little bit so I can see what those signals look like?
Let me see if I can, because I'm not actually
Because
on my
I
computer.
never
I'm on
played
my
that
phone.
video game.
Let me. I'm on my computer. I'm on my phone, but let me send you a link though. Let me send you a link.
You doing this on your phone? I'm surprised you didn't lose signal or nothing. Because most of the time when people do the stream on their phone, they get kicked out. Because I'm about to get my charger because my computer about to die.
Gotcha. But did you like video games from like the early 2000s, like on PlayStation 1 and 2?
Yes. Yes, I do. Um, I was such an old school. I played my N64 all the time still, even during the PS2 days, even now. That's how. But I love the PS2 though. I kind of skipped out on the PS1.
Okay, so you skipped out on the PS1, but you've been playing PS2 though.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait 1 second. Let me try to charge this laptop. Wait 1 second. Man, these power plugs act like it don't want to work.
But your reason, but I do understand your reasonings though. I mean,
I don't know
their
because when we was
annoyances.
I don't know if I believe you because when we was arguing, you act like I was nitpicking.
For which specific part though? Was it for the Captain America and Rogue, or which part?
I can't remember. Remember when we was arguing for a while, and I felt like you said I was nitpicking on my reasons.
I'm trying to remember which episode was that though. Was that the last episode or the one before that?
I can't remember. I have to go to Discord and actually look at the messages, but it felt like you
But
said
I
I
know that
was
we
just
talked the most about the Captain America, and I was just like, I can see feminist agenda, but at the same time, it's like, well, she could have did a lot worse for sure.
uh, Captain America's shield is like his pride and joy. You snatched that away from him, you stole his heart. You know what I'm saying? Like he's known for his shield, right?
Yeah, he's known for the shield.
Yeah, you take that away from him. That's like cutting off the man's dick and throwing it. Like it was ridiculous. They could.
Ridiculous.
You said what?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. let's see what this boy gotta say. It says they used to sell art back in those days where they actually had to paint and hand draw. I wish they could go back to that animation, but the computers are more efficient.
Yeah,
I
they are
wish
more efficient.
I still wish they could go back to the drawing and art. You know, a lot of people lost their jobs as animation people once they went to computer. It was actually kind of sad, the little documentary I watched.
Yeah, I wish they would try to figure out a way to do both, because it's even starting to affect anime. Even like some anime are starting to do 3D, like for some of their anime movies, like Dragon Ball Superheroes recent movie was all 3D, which I thought was kind of jarring to look at.
Yeah. Are you gonna
I like
show me
cell
that?
art.
Are you gonna show me that footage or send it?
Yeah, let me send it to you right now.
Yeah, I want to see the footage. When did this video game get released?
This game came out like back in like 2001 or 2002.
Okay. Woo, bringing me back in my old days, boy. I remember playing Final Fantasy on PS2 and all that good shit. Man, they
You
don't
already
make.
know I was playing like Dragon Ball Z games back then.
Yeah, I played a lot of Dragon Ball Z games on the PS2. Shit. Now, like if you buy these new games, you gotta buy shit for each level. It's just crazy. Back then, it used to be cheat codes, or you could read it on a book, and you knew how to like unlock characters and stuff. But now you gotta pay for characters or whatever.
Yeah, for real. So this link has like the character super move. I'm trying to find one that's not too long for us to watch. Like it just shows off the characters fighting.
It's okay. I just only wanted to see like a few seconds. It didn't have to be like crazy. I just wanted to see what the signals look like on the
Yeah,
video game. I wanted to see did it look better than the cartoon of the signals.
I say it looks about is how you would how you would picture a Sentinel looking like. There's two different Sentinels in the game. There's Sentinel A, which looks like your regular big robot, and then there's Sentinel B, which looks like a female but like a human Sentinel or whatever that Bastion created as well.
Mm. Okay, let's look at this footage that you put out. And by the way, if new people are watching, subscribe to me or die. So, will I see the signals in this footage?
Yeah, they should be because this has all the characters super moves, so they'll be in the footage too. So there's
So,
Toad versus Bishop.
so this like a RGP game?
No, it's a 2D, it's a two-dimensional fighting game, kind of like Mortal Kombat or Injustice.
This game looks fun.
There's a Sentinel
how
right
much you
there.
think this game is right now?
Well, you know what? I actually went to like one of those old school gaming stores near me, and you can actually find this game for about $20, maybe less than that.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
And it has a story mode. It has like an arcade mode where you just fight, like how they're doing right here. And the story mode is pretty good. Bastion's the main villain.
How long is the story mode? Maybe we could watch that.
The
How
story
long?
mode, it's about an hour or two.
Okay, yeah, that's too long then.
There's Blob. I forgot how big this dude look in the game. Damn, look at how huge Blob looks.
Humongous.
I forgot him looking that big.
Usually with big characters like that, I am hard to beat. Like if I play that character, there's no way you're stopping me.
Well, Nightcrawler was my guy because he could teleport everywhere. Like what he doing right there.
Yeah, this game looked like a Mortal Kombat style, but without the fatalities.
Yeah, you can like knock people in different areas of the map and it'll do damage, but yeah, it doesn't have the fatalities. You just have like super moves.
I almost think every game need to do something like that.
And listen, when it comes to X-Men, they make one of the best kind of video games. And we could at least agree on that, though.
Yeah.
Like especially in the '90s when they made all those X-Men games, and this is another good one for sure.
Hell yeah. Let's read some of these comments.
So you never played X-Men Legends, then, huh?
Nope.
I think you would like X-Men Legends because it kind of plays like Marvel Ultimate Alliance. You could play as like all the X-Men characters, and you could switch between whatever characters you have on the team at a time. So if you have Wolverine, Cyclops, Iceman, you could switch. So if you don't want to play as Wolverine and you want to switch real quick, you just press up, you switch to Iceman. Or if you want to switch from Iceman to Cyclops, press down. So it's pretty straightforward, and you just beat up enemies and go on missions.
Sweet. He John Level Fox says, I do want another season right away, not next year when they hype runs its course.
Oh, okay. When the hype runs its course.
Yeah.
Look at how big Juggernaut looks.
Do you think they really got season 2 done of X-Men 97 and they just gonna wait to release it?
It's possible because you know how some of these companies do. Sometimes they'll actually get the season actually made already or halfway made. And if they see like fan reaction or fans make their complaints and nitpicks, they'll like kind of adjust it based on what the fans said. And then they'll kind of make their adjustments based on that for the second season and then do like reshoots or re-voiceovers or whatever.
Okay. It says, I don't justify Rogue's action because she lost Gambit, so it makes sense for her to be irritated. I'm not saying that she shouldn't be irritated. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that she didn't have
to right there. I'm
You
sorry
said
to interrupt, but Havoc's fighting one of the Sentinel bees I was talking about that you were asking about. Havoc's beating her up right now.
mm, that's the signals.
Well, that's the female version of one of
The video game looked way better than the signals in the TV show.
them.
That to me, the TV show signals was looked bad when they were humans.
Gotcha.
But with John Level Fox, I'm not saying that she shouldn't be irritated because I understand what happened to her. I'm just saying she didn't have to manhandle Captain America's shield like that.
That's why I kept making that joke. Like she was probably on her period that day. If
Exactly.
anything, like yes, it was like she didn't have to do that, but it was more so like because of the emotions. Because you know how like women get. So I think that was mainly that's what that was. Like, oh, you're not listening, and Gambit's dead. Like she was also like he said pissed with Gambit passing away, but I think like she wasn't thinking clearly.
Boa DeMel did not do a fine job. I'm not giving you that.
Dang, look at how big this Sentinel look.
Hell
So this
yeah.
is the other Sentinel. And these things were hard to beat because I played this game when I was a kid. These things were hard to beat too. You would have to play as like Magneto. Magneto would be the best character to use to beat these things.
Mm. Magneto and Wolverine is like my two favorite characters. I like Professor Xavier too.
I like Professor Xavier too, but I don't like how sometimes they write him to be like weak. Like sometimes, like for example, in the Fox movies, he's always like kidnapped, and then they always got to save Professor X, or he gets kidnapped or abducted somewhere, and they got to go rescue Professor X. Professor X, like in the recent comic I was reading, there was a comic where Professor X didn't even need the wheelchair. He was like a martial artist, so he was doing martial arts while doing his telekinesis as well.
Yeah, they're not giving him any type of love. Did you ever think we will see Professor Xavier's son in these shows or in the future? Because his son is super, super powerful.
Well, didn't we get a show about Professor X's son years ago, but they canceled it? Wasn't it
If
called
it,
Legion?
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
could be mistaken.
I don't think it ever came out though. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know if it did or not, but we'll see though. Because Professor X, like believe it or not, because I looked up a lot of his comics, he is a player, and I kind of thought it was funny that he stayed in space because he found a girlfriend in space. But if you remember the original show, it kind of made sense though, because he got left by his girlfriend a couple of times in the animated show, and I think he was engaged at one point, and she took all her things and gave him divorce papers. And I think that's when Professor X went crazy.
I think Professor should stay out of space. Why be in the Earth that hates him? You know what I'm saying?
Right. I forgot Bishop was in this game. Yeah, this
Well,
game had a really big character roster.
they just don't make video games like they used to, man.
They don't,
They don't.
because now you got to pay for everything.
Yeah, they they give you better graphics today, but that's about it.
Yeah,
They give you way better graphics, but besides that, it ain't the same, man.
it's not like my
Yeah.
last, like the last good game I played like recently was Resident Evil 4 remake.
Mm.
But that came out. That game came out. That game is 2 years old now. So
You got a PS5 or an Xbox?
I got a PS5.
Okay. How different is the PS5 from the PS4? Like,
It's a lot smoother and faster loading times. Because when I had my PlayStation, well, I still have my PlayStation 4, but I don't use it. When I used to play my PlayStation 4, like anytime I wanted to play like a game, like let's say I wanted to play Spider Man, like a big game, or like Fortnite even. As soon as you load the game, you just hear, like a jet engine just the whole entire time. And then sometimes the game would take forever to load into the game, and then it would say, "Oh, sorry, unexpected error," and then the game would just crash. It would happen so many times. So I was like, "Nah, this is not gonna work. The game is taking forever to load." Or if a friend sends me an invite, it takes forever for me to join because they're sending it from a PlayStation 5, and my slow PlayStation 4 is trying to join it, so it's taking forever. So I was like, "Nah, it's time to." It's just time. Like it wasn't a situation where I was like, "Nah, I can try to keep this PlayStation 4 as much as I can." Nah, because I had that PlayStation 4 since it very first came out, and I was like, "Well, dang, that was all the way back in 2013." So yeah, it's kind of like it was basically time to get a new system.
So, did the PS5 came out 2019 or 20?
It came out in 2020.
2020. Okay, okay. I remember I was super hyped about it, but because of the corona stuff, they wasn't selling it in stores. So it was so hard for me to get it. And then I heard they were selling them for like 1,000 or more online. So I just forgot about it. And then once it was easy to get the PS5, I just lost interest. I'm like, I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
you just gotta have because if you're not gonna play it, then it's just gonna be a waste of 500, waste of $500. And I know that I wanted it because there were some games I wanted to play, like the Resident Evil game, Devil May Cry. Like there were some games I genuinely wanted to play, and then there were some other games that I had that I couldn't play because my PlayStation 4 was being stupid. And even trying to get the system, I know you can like take the PlayStation 4 apart and like spray it to like fix the get the dust out of there, because if there's a lot of dust buildup, it slows it down. It makes all the noise or whatever. But even then, still, I was just like, nah, I've had this system for just too long. It was just time. Like, kind of like how if you keep a car for too long and you're just like, nah, like everything's falling apart. It's just time.
Yeah, yeah.
That was just my situation though. I was just like, nah, it's just time. And for the most part, I'm happy with the purchase. I just wish there was a lot more games coming out back to back. It's like you got to wait every so often.
Hmm. Remember X-Men versus Capcom?
Who you telling? Me and my cousin used to play that all the time. X-Men versus Capcom
Yeah,
and Marvel versus Capcom 2.
that game is high as fuck now.
It's like almost $200 on the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
yeah, that game is expensive. I want
This
that
game
game.
right here, I think, is actually hard to find. Like, you can't actually get a physical copy of it unless you're willing to spend like an arm and a leg.
Yeah. He says, didn't they did a mirror scene in Batman 1989? He says, I don't see how that's a Disney thing. What is he talking about?
Is he talking about the mirror scene, like when Mr. Sinister turned old and then Morph turned old too to like mess with him?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that was stupid.
I was kind of hoping Morph would have got like some kind of like dirty revenge. Like he turns back into like the evil Morph with like the black underneath his eyes, where he looked evil from the original
Oh,
X-Men show,
that
and
would
then
have
he
been
would have
cool.
took some kind of cool revenge. But yeah,
This morph would have looked cool if he was straight because I kind of liked the mask that was in his face, but his face looked gay.
yeah, they made his face look so fruity.
Yeah, fruity. Like that mask, I didn't mind it. I thought the mask was cool, but his face expressions was just ugh. Yeah,
Yeah,
you feel
I
me?
still like I still like seeing what he would do, like when they were in fights or whatever. He's randomly there, but then for some reason here's Juggernaut. For some reason here's Sabretooth. For some reason here's the Hulk. That was at least kind of cool to see him do, because that is something he would have done in the original series. But the original series, he usually transformed into mutants that we actually saw in
Yeah,
previous episodes. Usually,
I felt like in the original one they should have let Morph turn into like all type of characters from the Marvel universe. That
yeah.
would have been cool. So I don't know. Maybe they didn't have the rights. I don't know.
Would you say that? Would you say that you at least appreciated seeing him turn into some of the characters, even if it was for a couple of seconds? It was cool to see them animated in this 3D style from the '90s,
It was cool, but
like Hulk.
I actually wish they did an episode where Incredible Hulk maybe was fighting the X-Men or something. I
But you
wish.
never know though, because we saw General Ross in one of the episodes. So because we already confirmed everything previously talking about it. We saw General Ross in one of the episodes. So who knows? Maybe Bruce Banner will show up and talk to them somehow, and the Hulk will get involved.
Yeah, I hope so. Because, like I said, I wish there were self-contained episodes where we would just see brilliant stories of. Because if they did self-contained episodes, we could have seen Spider-Man in one episode do his thing with the X-Men and the Hulk maybe and Iron Man and all type of other unique stuff they could have done. But I hate cameos, man. I just think it's overrated, and I'm starting to think these cameos is just fan service. But
I feel
that's
like
not.
the cameos, like it depends on how the cameo. Like for example, like let me give you an example. Like remember the cameo from X-Men First Class, because people complain that Wolverine was too much of the main focus, so he wasn't in First Class. But then we got a cameo of him at the bar, and you see Magneto and Professor X try to recruit him. Hey, I'm Magneto, and I'm I'm Eric, and I'm Professor Xavier. He goes, "Oh, go fuck yourself,"
Yeah,
and then takes a
that
sip of
was
his drink.
hilarious.
Would you say that that's done in poor taste, or would you say that that was okay and in
That was
character?
that was okay because wasn't that really the end of the movie and that was just a credit scene,
No,
or
that
was it?
happened during because that was like during a montage scene when he was trying. They were trying to recruit more mutants because this was like before they got the X-Men together. They
Oh
were trying to
yeah,
look for more mutants. They found like the woman that could fly, and they found like Banshee, and they found Cyclops, and they found Jean Grey. But then they eventually came to that bar and found Wolverine. And then that's when they introduced himself, and he said, "Go fuck yourself," and then took a sip of his drink, and then took a smoke. Would you say that that was done in poor taste, or would you say that that was in character and that made sense for what they were
it
going
makes
for?
sense. It makes sense. But in this X-Men 97, it's like when these characters pop up, it's like they don't say or do anything. Like when Spider-Man popped up for like episode 7 or something like that, we just saw him look at the sky or something. It was like, what was the point of him being there? You know what I'm saying? I felt like
Right.
with the
I just saw it as like we saw what the Sentinels were doing to the world, and since they pretty much confirmed that this is in the same universe as all those other Marvel shows, which we kind of already kind of guessed even back in the '90s because they already crossed over, but they officially confirmed it now. So I was when I saw that scene, I was more so like, okay, so Spider-Man might help out in the future. Spider-Man is probably going to do some things while they're trying to get Bastion and them settled down with this whole Sentinel nonsense going down.
let me respond to John Level Fox. Obama is gay, and because of him signing the gay bills, we got this gay entertainment, and he's not black. He's a fucker. He's a sellout.
But what was it? But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. What was I saying?
So what?
What was I saying? I just forgot.
Wait one second. Sit there. I had my bad. I had to watch my daughter because she was jumping up again. I can't have another TV break.
Oh,
Fuck
okay,
that.
I gotcha.
Fuck that. Shit, I had to pay like $190. Luckily, it was a TV at Walmart that was on sale.
Oh yeah, Walmart always comes in whenever those TVs go on sale.
Hell yeah, I came the right time. $190 for a 50-inch smart TV. That ain't bad.
That's not bad at all.
Hell yeah, I take it. I definitely will.
So then, what other moments in this show made you say that it's basically a 3 or 4 out of 10?
The forever build up in almost every episode. Like it didn't start getting decent or good until like the last 5 or 10 minutes of the show to me. It felt like every episode it took forever to explain itself or to build up for what we want. It took forever for the climax. That's the
Yeah.
that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like the show. Let's read this guy's comment. He says, "TV be cheap nowadays." Yeah, um, they're easy to break nowadays too, though. I miss
Yeah.
the old school TVs because I never saw an old school TV break like that. Never.
Me neither.
Yeah, the flat screen. It's it's so easy. You can stare at that motherfucker and then it cracks. Like it's crazy. I remember when I started in the 1000s. I don't know what he mean by that.
But I do agree with what you said about self-contained stories. I think we do need more of that. It doesn't even have to be just X-Men. Even in the live action, give us like self-contained.
I
Like
think
it doesn't have to be. We don't have to see like other characters from other shows all the time. Just have it be self-contained with good writing and good storytelling.
yeah, I think they're overdoing these characters gotta connect and shit. They're just overdoing it. I want self-contained stories and I think they can explain more in self-contained stories. Cause they're trying to figure out how can we make this whole universe actually connect, and they're not doing a good job doing it. They're not. So we're getting bad shit because of this stuff.
Right.
And he says, let me see what the Black Knight says. He says, with a smart TV, a Chromecast is pointless. I don't think I had Chromecast on a TV before.
Yeah, I have a Fire Stick, but not a Chromecast.
Yeah, so I don't even know how a Chromecast is on a TV. I never had it. I don't. TV shows is so bad now. I'm mostly on my laptop. I'm watching other YouTubers. I barely watch this shit. Like
Yeah,
I
like sometimes at night, like it's hard to find something to watch because like I don't, there's nothing good to watch that catches my eye. I don't know if you heard about that samurai show that came out on Hulu. It's
no,
like
I
some kind
haven't.
of samurai show called Shogun.
I heard
Well,
of
that
that
show
name
is
before.
trash. Well, let me tell you something. That show is trash because it's not like okay, so you think you're watching a show about like these samurais and Japanese warriors in feudal Japan, but it's really about this white dude that got dropped off
Oh,
to the island. Like, why is it about him? I wanted to see like the Japanese, the culture, and what's going on here. But this show is really about the white dude that got dropped off, and he's trying to escape from them. And then they're trying to make him work for them as a samurai.
that's crazy.
So I stopped watching it.
I heard about the show, but I it just didn't sound interesting to me at all. It just didn't sound interesting.
I think it could have been interesting, but they went the opposite route. Like I don't know why shows do that. Like it's supposed to be about one thing, but then they change it completely and make it about somebody who wasn't even part of the marketing. That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, maybe they do it because they think that if they tell a traditional story, people will get bored, so they want to surprise us. I don't know what they think when they're in their boardrooms trying to put these stories together, but 9 times out of 10, it's not good. It's just not good at all,
Yeah,
man.
like why can't it? Like for example, would you watch a Black Panther? Let's say this is Black Panther, all black cast, like the first movie. Would you watch a Black Panther movie that had the male Black Panther and all that stuff in it, but the movie mainly focuses on like a white CIA agent that's like Black Panther's friend.
No, I would not want to watch that.
Exactly. That's pretty much what this samurai show is. It's about some white dude instead of the actual samurai.
That's why I boycotted the second Black Panther movie. There is no Black Panther without the male Black Panther experience.
Oh well, speaking of Black Panther, what did you think about Black Panther? He was in the X-Men finale, but it was T'Chaka though, King T'Chaka, Black Panther.
I thought that part was cool. I liked his voice. He was badass. I like that scene.
He was, yeah.
But he is. It wasn't like he was in the whole entire episode. I I just think people are fooled with the flashy moments. I think Marvel knows that I can get my audience if I give them flashy moments. And for a person like me, it's not. I'm not gonna buy it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I know what good entertainment is, and you're not gonna fool me. You're just not. I wish you could. I definitely do, but I'm just too smart for that shit.
I
Yeah,
still
it's
definitely think it's safe for now. It's safe for now, but anything else that we've gotten has been absolute dog water. The Phase
he's a
4,
dog water.
yeah,
I,
absolute dog water.
I
Phase
would
4
say
was trash.
I would say dog shit. shit
Dog
on the
shit.
shit on the sidewalk. Even the owner don't want to pick up.
Yeah, because Phase 4, oh my goodness. You had Thor, you had Shang-Chi, which, listen, Phase 4 had a lot of bad.
Yeah,
Oh,
bad TV shows, movies. It was like they thought this filler was going to help them until they figure out the real saga. You can't give us a filler for movies, man. Maybe one episode on a TV show, but movies? Are you serious? The whole saga of filler? Like, come on.
I still think Shang-Chi is the most egregious one though, because Shang-Chi could have been like a Bruce Lee type thing, and they turned it into like a Disney princess type of story. Shang-Chi wasn't the main character; his sister was the main character, and his best friend, that annoying Aquafina, was shoved in the story and was the main character. The villain motivation sucked because all it was that Shang-Chi's dad he missed his wife. That
I
was it.
boycotted. I boycotted that movie, and I call him Chang Shang Yang.
Have you read any of those old school Shang-Chi comics or comics where he appeared in other people's comics?
No, I don't. I never cared for that character. I heard about him in the past. I never cared about it.
I only liked him because like my dad would always show me like those old school like Bruce Lee movies, and sometimes we would watch those. What's his name? Jim Kelly. We would watch some of his movies from the 70s. It was a lot of like old school 80s martial arts action, and the story was simple, but the action was really good. That's what we liked about those movies, and that's what I thought we were gonna get from Shang-Chi, but they fumbled it so hard with that movie.
Yeah, it don't surprise me that they fumbled the ball.
I think you would actually like some of those movies too, like Black Belt Jones. Have you seen that with Jim Kelly?
No,
I think
no.
you should check that out. It's a hard movie to find though, because it came out in the early 70s.
I probably could watch it on the F movie website.
Yeah, you might be able to find it on there.
Yeah,
And
I
he's
be
like a
watching.
black karate master, and he ends up running a dojo for his, and he has like students under him, and like there's like this gang that tries to come and try to shoot up the dojo, and he like kicks all of their asses. He tells the owner, "Hey, every 3 seconds, cut off the light." And then the guys came in there when it
I
was dark.
saw that. I saw that. And
That was
he has an afro, and he was working with this chick, and they killed her father.
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's the
I
one.
saw that. I'm tripping.
Yeah, so because I know how those old school martial art movies are, and like how the action is and the fight scenes. That's how they advertise Shang-Chi. Like, oh, it's gonna be like the '80s, like Bruce Lee or Jim Kelly slash Jackie Chan. But it was just all Marvel CG, like Marvel Disney princess trash.
Yeah, I saw that old school movie. I didn't see it was on Netflix. Um,
Oh, was it on Netflix?
yeah, like some months ago. So I watched it the first time a few months ago on Netflix.
And what did you think?
I thought it was a good movie. I didn't like that the dude that died, his daughter. I didn't like that she defeated like a whole army by herself of those dudes that killed her father. I felt like she couldn't have done that. I don't feel like, but besides that, it was a good movie. I would give that movie a 7 out of 10. But it was
Okay.
like it was one scene I didn't care for, when she was trying to find out who killed her father, and you know what scene I'm talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I know it's it.
yeah, I didn't care for that scene.
Okay,
But besides that, I liked it.
gotcha. Okay.
Did you hear a loud car sound?
Yeah, I
For
guess somebody came through your window.
reason today, it's just been like a lot of loud car sounds around my house. It's like, geez, like they don't make these houses where it's soundproof. Like I shouldn't hear a goddamn thing that's outside.
You got thin walls.
Okay, they don't make these houses like they used to, man.
You better watch out because the big bad wolf is outside your house. He about to blow it down.
And I'm gonna kick his ass if he do it. I need a place to live.
For
for,
sure.
for real.
Someone said, "Did you like Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen?"
Hell no. And fuck you for asking.
I only like the first Transformers movie, really,
Me too. The first one was good. All the rest was terrible.
because I noticed the trend in those movies. Like, basically, they focused on the human characters more than the Transformers. So I was like, I'm not interested.
Exactly. I think they should just do like if they're gonna do Transformers movies again, it should be an animation. It should be like
Well, they're coming out with a new animated series soon that just got announced, and it's going to be like CGI, I think.
it looked terrible.
Yeah, I was like, I don't really like how the Transformers look because they all look so skinny.
Yeah, it looks. I saw the art for the show. It looks awful.
You remember that Nickelodeon show, Sabrina the Teenage Robot? I think is what it was called.
Yep.
That's how their design looks. Like how she's kind of like she looks like a robot, but she's really skinny, and her arms look all weird in certain places. That's kind of like how those Transformer designs look. They kind of look like her.
Hmm. Yeah.
It seems like I'm guessing Joni Level Fox is watching earlier parts of the stream because he comment some of the comments are like from earlier parts of what we discussed. It looked like
Yeah, he said Deadpool healing factor is more comedic, where he can heal from melting. Wolverine can heal from flesh wounds and external. Um,
externally.
yeah, externally.
Yeah,
Yep.
like his skin was completely ripped off in one panel I saw, and then he healed it, and the next panel, like his skin came back and it covered the bones.
Man, I wish I had Wolverine's powers, boy. That saved me from a lot of scars.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful for sure.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't be scared to get shot either.
He's definitely not.
Yeah. I'm like, shoot me. Shoot me. Shit. I, I would not be scared of the police if I had Wolverine's powers.
Yeah, me neither.
Shit. If I had his powers, man, I'd go for boxing, man. I'd be undefeated.
Well, I think in those X-Men movies, he did like wrestling and like cage fighting, which kind of made sense. It seemed like an easy job for someone like him.
Hell yeah. Shit, boy.
But yeah, Wolverine's my guy, though. Him and Nightcrawler are my two favorite X-Men characters.
They barely use Nightcrawler at all.
Yeah, I've always noticed. It's not even just this series, the old series. He was only in a few episodes. X-Men, Wolverine and the X-Men, he was only in like one episode. He was supposed to be in more. X-Men Evolution, I think, is my favorite version because at least he's in it a lot in that version.
Exactly.
And I like how he has like a watch where he can turn from his blue form to look like a human because they're trying to go to like a regular school.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I thought that was awesome and stuff. The only time he really got love, Nightcrawler, was in X-Men Evolution, if you think about it.
Yeah, because it seemed like he had the most screen time. Because I've always been a fan of Nightcrawler ever since I don't know why, but I always like characters that look different. Like Piccolo, for example, he was green and had pointy ears and spiked teeth. And you got Nightcrawler that's furry, that looks like a devil, but he's actually a good guy, has a sword, and has sharp teeth. So I've just always liked Nightcrawler. And I've always felt they never give him enough screen time. Sometimes he's never even a part of the X-Men sometimes.
I like Nightcrawler after seeing the second X-Men movie.
That was the best Nightcrawler for live action. That was my favorite actor for because he was better than the Nightcrawler that played him on the newer X-Men movies, the skinny one.
Yeah, I agree. Because when I saw that second movie, that was just when I first saw it was amazing, man.
Yeah.
I'm scared to rewatch it again because
it's still good because I rewatched it. The beginning scene where you see Nightcrawler attack the president because he was like, somebody put some stuff on him for him to attack the president. That stuff was amazing. Like there was a lot of really good set pieces and action set pieces that, like, I feel like these newer Marvel movies just can't do well. Like there was a scene where Mystique was beating up these guys and like one of the doors was about to close, the security doors, and like she slid underneath that door all slick and seductively.
Hey, John Level Fox talking shit. He said Hawkeye could be. Hey. Girl, calm down. Please watch TV with us. Okay, wait a second. He said Hawkeye could have been interesting if they made it. If they, let me see, but they made it about Kate Bishop.
He's not wrong. Like Hawkeye could have been interesting, but the whole show was basically the Kate Bishop show. He wasn't even in the second episode, and then he was a cameo in the third episode, fourth episode, and fifth episode. He was in for some of it, but it was for the most part it was mainly Kate Bishop. He was barely in his own show. It was kind of like Obi-Wan.
I don't even like the character to begin with, so I know I'm gonna hate the show. To me, nobody should get away with not having powers but Batman. Be quiet, Jenna. If you're not Batman, you gotta have powers.
I feel that.
Batman is the only person that I can say is cool not having powers.
But I'll second Green Arrow from the season because I like him when he's like, "You have failed this city." Like I like that version of him.
I don't like Green Arrow at all. Too lame character to me. Yeah, he acts like Batman, but he's not Batman. I don't like that.
Well, he actually acts like he actually kind of acts more like a prankster and like a jokester. It's only that the CW made him act like Batman. But me personally, because I like Batman, I personally like the Arrow version better than the comic version. That's just me, though.
I gave season 1 a chance a long time ago. I did not care for the show.
The show really pops off at season 2 because that's when Deathstroke comes through. I like season 2 the best.
A lot of people tell me that too. They like, Paul, you should give season 2 a chance, and then if you don't like it after that, stop watching it.
Yeah, I would say that's up to you though. But I really like season 2 though. Deathstroke and Deathstroke versus Green Arrow was really good.
Deathstroke versus Green Arrow.
And
Yeah.
Deathstroke is just one of those characters, like, you know how whenever you see Deathstroke, like, just know in the back of your mind, like, they had already augmented his character backstory for the show, because he doesn't really have like a specifically known character origin that stays consistent. Like some character origins, he lost his eye by getting shot in the eye by his wife. Other character origins, he lost his eye from getting shot in the eye by Green Arrow. Or other character origins, he lost his eye from a fight with Batman because he was trying to fight Batman or something. So he always has a different origin based on who he's fighting. So just keep that in mind.
They should have put that on a show. That would have been cool if Batman took his eye out.
Yeah, and because you're talking about on the Arrow show?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because they couldn't use Batman, it was Green Arrow.
Yeah, they need to start doing more Batman shows. It's ridiculous that the last time we had a Batman show was the 1960s. Like, come on, man. We need Batman. You can never not get enough Batman. Like,
I know the trolls are gonna probably say something slick. No, Titan doesn't count because he wasn't Batman. He's old Bruce Wayne. That doesn't count. Gotham doesn't count because that Bruce Wayne is a kid.
Exactly.
So like, we're talking about a Batman show where he's Bruce Wayne and then dresses up as Batman and fights crime. The last time we got that was in the 60s. The Adam West show that my mom watches every Sunday morning.
What's crazy, that show was so successful. You would think they would repeat that success, and they haven't did it yet. Like,
well, I kind of understand why, because there's 3 seasons of that Batman from the 66. The first 2 were really good, but then they kind of like the 3rd season they like kind of lost a lot of budget somehow. I don't know how, because they were making money, but whatever. And then I noticed they started doing cheap things like with the show. Like, for example, Batman would have like a bunch of guys that he would have to fight. And then the lights would go out. You would hear punch sounds and the guys would be on the floor already and the lights would come back on. So they would do stuff like that all the time in the 3rd season only. And then they brought Batgirl in. I think you would have hated it because it was Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. The first 2 seasons was just Batman and Robin, but the 3rd season was Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. You already know she got a lot of screen time too.
Yeah, that's dumb. I used to watch the show, but not like all of them. Like, if it came on TV, I would watch it, but I didn't like seriously watch the show, if you know what I'm talking about. And
right.
I feel like if they make one now, because I heard Robert Pattinson is having his own Batman show. So,
well, it's gonna be the Penguin show. So it's not. Is he gonna have like his own Batman show about Batman?
I heard it was gonna be like about Arkham Knight, like kind of based off the video game, kind of.
Well, if they did something like that, that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good. But I just think it could be $1 billion product. If they make 10 Batman episodes, that's live action, that's really good, dark, intense, poetry, all the stuff I like in a superhero genre, I think it would make hella money. People will buy the action figures, the shirts, the merchandise would go out the window if they actually did a proper Batman show with no agenda.
And give us a really cool interrogation scene, kind of like the Christian Bale Batman and Heath Ledger Joker when they were both in the interrogation scene together, the interrogation room.
Facts, bro. Without Robert Pattinson movie, it would have been so amazing if it was just Batman versus Penguin. If it was Batman versus the Mafia, that would have been an amazing story.
But they should have put that in there because in the second part of the movie, Riddler got thrown in jail. So, and you still had another whole hour and a half left. So it's like, why did you just throw him in jail so early?
I just wish
you might as well just focus on Penguin instead.
I wish they didn't put Riddler in it at all, because I didn't care for Riddler acting like a terrorist. I didn't care for that.
Do you think it would have worked if Riddler acted traditionally? Because this Batman is more grounded and serious. So, can you see this Batman fighting against like a goofy Riddler, like the Jim Carrey one?
No, that's why I just wouldn't want Riddler in it at all. I would. It should have just been the Penguin. Sometimes they don't need two villains. It's like every superhero movie does that formula now. It has to be two villains. Like
And then, of course, you find out the main threatening looking villain is not actually the main villain. He's being controlled by like some scientist looking dude.
Exactly. Like they're just giving us recycled stories. Don't you think? Do you agree with me that it should have just been Batman versus the Penguin?
Yeah, because like while the Riddler stuff was interesting to me, he didn't feel like the Riddler. He felt more like a your average serial killer.
Yeah, yeah. It did.
It should have just been Penguin.
The second half of the movie was so fucking boring. Jesus Christ!
I don't even remember the second half of the movie.
Me either. Like if somebody asked me about what happened through the movie, I can't tell you.
I did like all the scenes where it was just Robert Pattinson Batman like by himself, like in the room, like just walking around, investigating, just taking the crime stuff in. Because you could just tell they were just like, okay, you see Batman animated series. What does Batman do? He's taking everything in. He's quiet. He's not talking. People might say stuff to him, but he's quiet. And there was a security. There was like a cop that was like, oh, Batman. Oh, I can't believe it's Batman or whatever. And Batman was just quiet the whole time. Didn't say nothing to him.
That's why this movie broke my heart, because I know y'all gonna look at me crazy, but to me, Robert Pattinson is the greatest Batman I ever saw live action. And the way he was doing his detective work, the way like the scenes he was by himself trying to figure out this mystery, it was poetry. It was beautiful. The way he was narrating the story in his own mind was poetry. But all the rest was bad. And people's gonna blame Robert Pattinson for this terrible movie when really, and this is the guy, I don't know if you remember this, but I was bashing Robert Pattinson for playing Batman before the movie came out. I was
too.
I was bashing. I say he looks too small. He doesn't look like he could play the role. I said everything in a book about this guy, and when I saw the movie, he changed my mind. But the movie still
look small to me though.
Yeah, he's a terrible Bruce Wayne. He's a terrible Bruce Wayne, and I don't like how cheap his suit looked. But hopefully, they develop his Bruce Wayne side better in the next film, or maybe they just barely will have Bruce Wayne in it, just like the first one. That is one good thing I liked about this Batman movie. They have Batman
he was in the suit for the most part. Yeah, I like that part at least. Like the movie gets points. Like I don't like. I'm like yes and no with this movie. Like this movie, it's not a terrible movie, but like it's boring in some scenes. And like Riddler, I didn't care for. But the star of the show was definitely Robert Pattinson's Batman. Like his screen presence was good. When you see him on screen with other characters, like he's basically in command of the scene.
Who is your favorite Batman, like actor?
I'd say probably Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton.
He is my third. I know that's blasphemy for some people because Michael Keaton is usually people's first.
Oh, okay. You already know my second one is Ben Affleck's Batman. I like all his action scenes that he had.
Sucked. Ben Affleck Batman sucked.
I don't think he sucked. I don't think he was given a good script and he wasn't given a chance. I think if we would have gotten that Ben Affleck Batman movie, it would have been, because did you hear what the script was like? It was supposed to be set in Arkham Asylum, where Deathstroke would have been going after some of his loved ones, and including Robin and Alfred. he would have been trying to fight his way out of Arkham Asylum so he'd get to Gotham City to have his showdown with Deathstroke. I'm like, that sounds pretty good right there. He's dealing with the inmates in Arkham Asylum too, while Alfred is simultaneously trying to send him gadgets and things of that nature to try to help him break out of Arkham.
I just felt like Ben Affleck looks like Ben Affleck, and when he wears the suit, his face mask looked funny looking to me.
it do look funny looking, but I still like, be honest, like if you were to see that Batman in an alley, you would definitely be scared.
I mean, yeah, I'll be scared if anybody dressed in a suit, a costume. Like that's weird to me. I would be definitely scared if anybody dressed up like that, especially if it's not Comic-Con.
If it's not a Comic-Con.
Yeah, if somebody dressed like Batman or something in the alley, I'm gonna run as soon as possible. But
I just feel that's just my take on it, though. I just feel like his Batman just wasn't given a chance, though. Like he failed. Like they let him fail for the most part because you shouldn't have did a Batman versus Superman. It should have just been Superman first, regardless of how you feel about the Henry Superman. It should have been Superman first, then a Superman sequel or a Batman movie. Then you could have did their solo movies like the Avengers did it. Then Justice League later on. But no, instead they rushed it and it was just a shit show.
Guess who was my favorite Batman before before Robert Pattinson took over?
Which one?
Like I'm gonna give you.
Let me guess. George Clooney.
Hell no. Hell no.
Okay. How about Val Kilmer?
Yes, Val Kilmer was my favorite Batman actor until Robert Pattinson came. I think Val Kilmer.
He's one of the worst ones.
What, you tripping?
Nah,
I like
one of the worst ones.
Oh, you tripping? You tripping? Val Kilmer was first for me, and then it was Michael Keaton.
For me, it was definitely because.
So like where would you rank Robert Pattinson in the top 5 Batman movie? I mean, top 5 Batman actors.
Let me see. So if I have Keaton number 1, and then Keaton number 1. I say he's probably number 3. He's probably number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah, because Affleck, he's up there for me just based on appearance and what could have been.
He don't deserve to be. He don't deserve to be on the list because he wasn't in it that much. He never had his own movie.
Yeah, he was robbed. He should have gotten his movie.
When you're robbed, that means you don't got the money, right? It means you're broke. So
no, he's Ben Affleck is far from broke.
I was using the I was using an example. What I'm saying is he got robbed for his own movie, so he doesn't count. Because to me, for you to be in the top 5 list, you have to have your own Batman movie. You have to.
He's still iconic in his own regard, though, because people always bring him up. No, he's still iconic in his own regard, though, regardless of not getting the movie, though.
He will be forgotten.
In 3 movies.
People will not talk about him in 10 or 20 years. He will be forgotten.
He won't be forgotten based on that warehouse scene. I don't think so.
Nah, he gonna be forgotten.
He's not gonna be forgotten based on that.
One little scene can't save the village.
Even his fight against Superman, I thought was pretty good too.
That was garbage, especially how it ended.
Okay, yeah, how it ended was garbage, but I thought it was pretty well thought out because we all know, obviously, Superman will just throw him around and whatnot. But I like how he actually thought it out. He kind of knew Superman couldn't see through lead, so he had lead smoke grenades. It wasn't regular smoke grenades; it was lead smoke grenades. and then he shot him with the kryptonite bullet, which obviously that's a little predictable. We know he would have did that. But I just thought I still thought it was kind of like, it wasn't just predictable. Like, oh, Superman just threw him through like 10 different buildings and Batman got lucky. Like, I thought it was kind of cool how they put some thought into it. Like, okay, so he can't see now that he's got the lead smoke. Now he's gonna shoot him with the kryptonite, and now he knows that he's weak against kryptonite, and now he's just throwing him through buildings and grappling him. And the stuff he said to him was pretty interesting too, because he knows Superman is an alien, so he was telling him that he's not a man, and men are brave. Like, I thought that stuff was cool too. Men are brave, and you're not a man because you should have helped us years ago.
What's crazy? The Frank Miller comic book story that's based off of is at the comic book store that I go to, and I have them hold it for me. So I'm going to pay for that, and I can't wait to own that iconic story that's based off the movie Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
Frank Miller's a legend. I hope I meet him one day.
Yeah, Frank Miller is definitely a legend.
Yeah. Frank Miller, to me, he did the best Daredevil stories, because once Frank
Man
Miller
Without
did
Fear.
You said what?
That Man Without Fear.
Yeah. Once Frank Miller did it, he was smart enough to bring the Kingpin into the Daredevil stories. He was the first one to do that, and he made the stories much darker than what it was.
Yeah, that's what I always liked about it too. Kingpin always made sense for a Daredevil villain.
Okay. Hey, Jayla, my daughter crazy, boy.
But did you agree with some of what I said about, like, I thought it was at least cool how they put some thought into it. It wasn't just a one-sided, oh, he throws him through a couple of buildings. And...
I'm sorry, I can't agree with you at all. That whole movie.
Well, that Flash movie I thought was much worse how they handled Batman fighting a Kryptonian, because, like, he just got just, like, people were eating that scene up, and I'm just like, well, at least Ben Affleck Batman, he had the kryptonite. This Batman here, like, yeah, it was kind of impressive. He put the bomb on the kryptonite head, but it's like he got killed immediately after, and the Kryptonian wasn't even dead. He just got up and shook it off.
The Batman warehouse scene, I will give you that, but that was the only good thing about the Batman versus Superman movie. Nothing was good after that or before that scene.
No, I disagree. Any of the scenes that had Batman in them were pretty damn good, especially the scenes. Tripping. Actually, no, they were really damn good. Not pretty damn good. They were really damn. Especially the scene where you see him in the Nightmare timeline, because we're supposed to be where Darkseid was about to be.
I told you, man.
So if you know Injustice, then you would have been like, oh shit. But like, have you like read any of the Injustice comics or played the games? Because that's really why
I played the Injustice game.
Okay, so I guess that's kind of why I was just like, okay, this is cool. Like, we see him in a dystopian world. Superman's like, you see like a Superman controlled by dark. Like, it's basically kind of like Injustice almost when you see them flash forward to that other world with Batman. And that was kind of a way for Batman to use guns in that world and kill people, because it's a post-apocalyptic world. So I just thought it was cool.
I think I'm gonna have to kick your ass when I see you, because
I'm gonna have to kick yours too, because you out here getting all female over here in your feelings. Because I'm just telling you what it is, and you're not liking what I'm saying.
Nah, I'm not liking that at all, man. Batman versus Superman has to be the top 5 worst superhero movies I ever saw.
I'm not saying I like the movie. I'm just saying I like Ben Affleck's Batman in the movie. I hate the movie though. Doomsday was trash. Like, everything else about the movie was trash. Lex Luthor was trash. I don't know why they had Lex Luthor.
Boy, you would think Lex Luthor was the Joker, the way he was in that movie.
I thought he was kind of sweet, because remember there was a scene where he was popping Jolly Ranchers in dudes' mouths. Like, why are you putting Jolly Ranchers in grown men's mouths? Like, that's weird.
That is a crazy scene, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, boy.
But nope, I stand by that though. I like Ben Affleck Batman. He just wasn't given a chance.
That's why I'm gonna have to whoop your
It's
ass.
kind of like your boy Jonathan Majors. You like Jonathan Majors, but everybody is telling you he's trash. But then you're saying that he deserves a chance.
People are saying he's trash because he lost against little ants at the end of Ant-Man movie.
No, they're saying he's trash because his acting was in that movie was trash, and his writing for the character was trash too. Which I wholeheartedly agree with.
He was the only reason why the Ant-Man and Wasp was somewhat watchable. His scenes, even though that movie was awful.
The best version of King the Conqueror was the one on Lego Marvel Superheroes too, and that's a damn shame.
You tripping, man?
You want to know why? Because that version of King at least conquered Wakanda and called it Wakanda. He conquered like Manhattan. What he would do, he would conquer all these different parts of New York in the hub world and then call it based off of Kang, like New Kangland instead of New England, Wakanda instead of Wakanda.
You know why I knew Jonathan Majors was not going to work out as Kang? Because I knew that they were not going to let this black man beat up on females. I knew that. So I knew he was going to lose in almost every movie he's in because they're just not going to do that. That's not the agenda for a black man to beat up on a white woman superhero. It's not the agenda.
Right.
So I knew he was. I didn't know he was going to lose that bad in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, ants, really, Marvel? Y'all that racist? And, like, remember Thanos in the beginning of the Phase saga from the last saga? He was menacing. He didn't lose into the very last movie. Why couldn't we get that with Kang?
Well, they made Thanos a joke in Endgame. Because remember in Endgame, they killed off Infinity War Thanos within the first 10 minutes of the movie. And then went back in time and fought a different Thanos.
Yeah, but that was the very end of the saga, though. At least he was menacing throughout the movies to the very end. Jayla, stop.
To me, he wasn't more he was less menacing and more so like you would always notice. You would always feel his presence, and he would always do this stupid Kool-Aid smile whenever he would look in the screen.
Shit, I
like thought... in the first Avengers movie, you see him do like a Kool-Aid smile, like right at the audience, and he would say, "I guess I'll do it myself." And you see him grab the Infinity Gauntlet, and then you see him do like a Kool-Aid smile towards the audience in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's sitting in his chair talking about Ronan the Accuser.
To me, he was the only villain in the MCU that looked like somewhat of a threat because Age of Ultron was no real threat, and King the Conqueror.
Well, that's because Age of Ultron ruined. That's because Age of Ultron ruined Ultron and made him into like a joke, basically. Like he was sitting there telling jokes the entire time while he was trying to fight the Avengers.
What's up with Disney Marvel and making these movies so jokey, man?
I don't know. That's why I go back sometimes and watch those old Netflix Marvel shows and take an appreciation because at least those shows were serious. Like some of the episodes were kind of boring, but at least they were serious. They didn't have a lot of these stupid jokes. There was blood, and it was grounded in reality. I at least liked it for that, like Daredevil and Luke Cage.
How much you want to bet the newest Daredevil show when it does come out because they keep fucking delaying it? How much you want to bet this show is going to be sillier than the other seasons?
I hope they don't mess it up, but it's not going to be as good as those other ones. Probably not.
Yeah, they already messed it up. I only liked it season 1. Season 2 had moments, and then I just hated season 3. I hated it.
Season 3 was the best written season.
Oh, you're tripping.
I think you're tripping because season 1, yeah, it had good writing, but the reason why season 1 I think didn't work because he should have had his Daredevil costume at least after the second episode. Why did he run around in that black outfit until the last? He didn't have his Daredevil suit until the very, very last episode fighting Kingpin. He could have had it in episode 2.
I agree with you on that, but that's kind of a nitpick to me. I thought season 1 was amazing, but he definitely should have had his suit on.
That's the main thing that won't give season 1 a 10 out of 10 to me. Like the writing was good, the Kingpin stuff was good. Matt's
That's one of
father
the
learning about that stuff was good.
that's one of the main reasons why I didn't like season 3, because I felt like it was made cheaply. It looked cheap. It felt like they ran out of money for season 3. And I just hated Bullseye. I hated the actor that plays Bullseye. He looked too small. He looked weird. I
He's
just
got
couldn't
more
get.
muscles than the guy that played Daredevil. I think you need to get glasses.
He still looked like a small dude.
Nah,
He looked real small to me.
I didn't think he looked real small.
You tripping. Like I told
But
you,
you
man,
do realize that some superheroes, because I know that how they used to draw superheroes back then, everybody used to look muscular. Not everybody looked super big and muscular and jacked.
Do you own a lightsaber?
Yeah.
I need you to bring it with you, because when you come down here, I want to duel you. And I want to
So
beat
we're going to have to do a battle.
Hell yeah. What lightsaber do you have?
I have the Luke Skywalker one.
Okay, I got Mace Windu.
Master Windu. You survived.
Yes. So we're gonna have to record us. I'm gonna have a camera guy throughout the weekend, and I'm just gonna have to take your heart away.
I'll put on Duel of Fates just for you.
They will see me cut your hand off.
Not before I cut one of your legs off. Look at your leg, it's hanging off.
Oh shit! And then I'm gonna use the force to throw the lightsaber at your neck.
And then I'll use the force to push it back.
Hey Jayla, stop. My daughter crazy, man. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely have to use. I'm gonna have to force choke you and just take you out.
But if you're a Jedi, usually Jedi don't use those type of force abilities.
I'm Mace Windu. You know, Mace Windu used the light and the dark.
Yeah, but that's only when he's using his lightsaber abilities. Not when it comes to the force. He usually uses light side abilities.
Shit, that nigga could do both. Shit, he's like one of the. That's what makes him so special, because he can balance the dark and the light like no one else can.
Yeah, Mace Windu is definitely underrated.
Yeah, very underrated. I was going crazy when Darth Mouse said Ahsoka was better than Mace Windu. I'm like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Ahsoka is definitely one of the most boring characters ever.
Overrated piece of shit. And she's boring to me. She's a boring character. Nothing. Whenever people tell me they like her, they can't even explain to me why. They just say, "Oh, she's cool."
Exactly.
Yeah, like no one can explain to me why Ahsoka story is cool.
I still think the best written character is Anakin Skywalker / Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's not my favorite though.
Who's your favorite, Luke?
Mace Windu.
Oh, okay.
I feel like they should do more stories around him. Even Samuel Jackson said his character is not dead and he wants to do his own series. So that would be interesting to see him come back, and maybe Luke see him, and it could just,
that's not going to be that good, because he'll probably ask for all this money and he'll barely be in the show, just like Secret Invasion.
Yeah. They screwed him in Secret Invasions, man. They always got screwed a black character. They hate black people, and they hate man. Period. Now.
Yep.
Yeah. If
There's no such thing as a straight man and nothing no more.
Yeah. If you're a man in today's society, they hate you. If you're a straight man, if you're gay and you got the rainbow on you, they'll love you like sweet peas.
Right.
Boy. Shit, this stream is pretty decent for just two of us.
Yeah, shoot, I forgot. Whatever happened to Omar? I thought he was just on here. He must have just hopped out.
Yeah, he was on here, then he hopped out.
And you had an X Kid, I think, on here too.
Yeah. They saw our chemistry and then like we couldn't compete with that. Hey, Jayla, stop. Boy, I can't wait to.
Yeah, I'm about to head off in a little bit to get some of this food.
Okay, it is we did a stream for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let's stop at the 30-minute mark. So 10 minutes. Can you give me 10?
Yeah, I can do that.
Give me 10.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. What you gonna eat for dinner?
Shoot, I see a box of Popeyes right there on the table that my mom left there. So I'm about to. That Popeyes is calling me.
Popeye's chicken sound beautiful right now.
Get you and your daughter a box, one of those. They got a deal right now where you can get, well, that's if you're trying to be greedy, because that's what we did. We got it was like for $25, you get all these, you get like 4 different sides, and then you get like different, you get like 12 different pieces of chicken. You pick out whatever pieces. We did all tenders for everybody. And then we picked out our drinks. We got like 4 drinks.
Y'all tripping. Y'all get chicken tenders? I got to get that dark meat.
I was just feeling that today because I just wanted to eat something easy.
Yeah, I want, like me, I like legs and thighs.
Yeah, usually I get leg and thigh. If I'm feeling extra greedy, sometimes I'll get the breast and just like peel the chicken off of that and throw it on the biscuit, throw some honey on there.
Am I crazy for not liking the wing? I only like breasts, legs, and thighs.
Yeah, I don't like wings unless it's like you go to like an actual wing place and it's like flats or whatever, drums and flats. Then I'll eat those.
Yeah. But I don't like them wings that be like in KFC or Church's. Church's chicken just became so expensive now. It used to be the cheapest chicken place you can go to.
It's like $12 for like a small combo.
Yeah, it's crazy. Everything has went up except for the pay.
Yeah, they still trying to start people off at $9 an hour.
Yeah, that's sad.
I think that should be illegal.
It should be. It should be. That's why our politicians are they're not good because they know that we're getting underpaid, but they're not fighting for us. So I believe these corporations are paying politicians behind closed doors to shut up.
Yeah, I could see that too. I could definitely see it.
Okay. It should be against the law. Like, I work for a grocery store and it's a multi-billion-dollar industry. They're not even paying us $20 an hour. That doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense because where's all that money going?
Exactly. Like, come on. How rich can you possibly be? Like, enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, give us some money. Shit.
They don't want to give us no money. That's why everybody is trying to fight hard to get the money.
That's why so much crime. It would not be that much crime if they just took care of their people. You know
most of these other countries take care of their people. Here, they don't care about us here.
Nope. They only care if you can shoot a ball through the hoop.
Yeah, if you're a basketball, if you're in the sport or something, basketball, football.
Yeah, if you're doing sports or you're a famous actor, they'll love you then, or a musician.
We basically be used for the sporting entertainment only, for everybody else's entertainment.
Exactly.
Notice how you don't see like a lot of like black coaches like that.
Nope. You don't see a lot of black people behind closed doors either. Like people that draft people and like managers, none of that. Shit.
And if you do, they're usually Uncle Tom.
Yep. You have to think like them to get to the top.
Yeah,
And that sucks to me.
they have that corporate mindset.
Hell yeah. Shit, I thought we was gonna talk about the beef shit, but I want to wait on a stream where we got Darth Maul in it,
Gotcha. Okay.
and,
Yeah, we
and,
can.
and then we can talk about all the bullshit that's been going on. People had to cut off my life. Like the older I get, the easier it is to cut people off my life. That's not good for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that.
cause I'm too old to be arguing with somebody every day or every other week, or it just gets too old. I'm jealous of them. They jealous of me. Like shit's over. You know. I just
Yeah, I feel that.
I just want to move on with my life and call it a day. You know.
Just call it a day, stress free, keep it moving.
I know you saw that disc video. What did you thought about it? The one I did.
I was like, man.
I used that
Wait,
Prophet song too.
which one? The one from yesterday? The one that you put on the community tab?
Yeah, the one I put on the community tab.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, yo, he really popping off.
he lucky I don't know how to really edit videos because I could have tore him up if I knew how to edit some shit.
Right.
Yeah, I would have fucked him up. And then his,
So
his
what could be your future plans now if y'all are not gonna do that show? So are you gonna do like your own new separate type of show or whatever? Or what are you gonna do?
I guess plans is on hold for now, but if I could find some actors and shit to do stuff, I have my own little show. Because like I told you on Nurse Shit, all that stuff was my idea. Even the name of the show was my idea. So I
Gotcha.
I just figure it out. All I got, all I need is a team. You know, I come out with good ideas. I just need people that's willing to work with me.
Right. And it takes a team.
Exactly. It definitely takes a team.
Daddy, what's that?
I don't know, Jayla. Damn, my daughter driving me crazy.
That's a Christmas.
I guess maybe she's hungry
That
too
was
for dinner.
Christmas.
Yeah, she acting like she hungry.
Daddy, that's a Christmas.
No, Christmas is not until December. That's
Christmas
just,
is a long time from now.
I can't wait. I'll be
I
out my
can I can wait since I'm still recovering from buying Christmas presents.
yeah. Shit. I'm lucky because my daughter's birthday is in December. So I have to worry about all that stuff in 1 month. So December is a rough month for me every year. I have to worry about her Christmas and her birthday.
Gotcha.
But after that December month, I can relax.
Yeah, that's why it's kind of hard to do because you're like, there's a lot of things that come up and there's bills you gotta pay. But it's usually the best time to buy like your kids' stuff is like during like Black Fridays and like Cyber Monday type stuff or whatever type sales. Usually like during the summer, sometimes they'll have like sales on a lot of popular stuff. But usually then it's a few far in between because they usually don't start really promoting a lot of crazy things until like the holidays anyway. So that's what
Exactly.
makes it kind of hard.
Plus, Black Friday is not what it used to be. It just isn't. They put less and less stuff for a discount anymore, unless you're doing it online.
Yeah, it's like junk now. It's like garbage that nobody wants. Like stuff that's usually in the clearance section. They put that stuff out to see if anybody's gonna pick that up for Black Friday.
Yeah, I work at a grocery store. They'll probably have only 3 TVs that's on sale for like $150 and stuff, and people will line up for 3 TVs. I'm like, only 3 of y'all out of 50 people gonna get it. And then
Yeah, that's just crazy.
yeah, they don't have much good stuff anymore.
No,
So
they don't. And
yeah,
it's always the same stuff. I noticed too. They'll recycle stuff every year too. Like it's always the same. Like, oh, buy this Switch bundle, buy this PlayStation 5 bundle. It's the same one they always have every year. And sometimes they'll raise the price too.
hell yeah, hell yeah. But this was a great stream. I'm glad that you joined. We're gonna have a beef stream soon, so everybody stay tuned. I kicked out some YouTubers named Red and Jay Leno out the Discord, so we'll talk about them soon and talk about how all of this started and how it ended.
Okay.
Yeah. And don't turn into a nigga eating chicken. Shit. Or I'm gonna bang on my chest like a goddamn gorilla.
He's gonna be knocking on your door like one of them gorillas.
But I see you later, bro. Thank you for
Yeah, no problem.
doing this. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Good stream.
Yeah,
And
real good stream. I'm definitely gonna listen to this on Monday when I'm at work.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. I see you, bro.
All right, peace.
Bye.